cracking, everybody? Appreciate you guys popping in on a Wednesday. Appreciate you guys. You know what we do in the Raider War Room. We hit you on Sundays and Wednesdays. Today we got a lot to talk about, and depending on just kind of how everything flows, there's been some more information that we weren't planning on talking about that kind of popped in. There are some rumors that there's a receiver that we're tied to that we might potentially trade for. So, kind of saw that being thrown around, but we're definitely going to talk about John Spytek. He talked yesterday at the Combine. Kind of got hit with some questions from the media. He addressed those. We're going to give you our take on that. We're going to show you what those questions and answers were. We'll give you our take. We want to get your guys' take as well in the chat, so definitely hit that sub button. Get included in that chat. It's just our way of showing our appreciation to all of our subscribers. We're going to talk Combine. Definitely tap into that. But I got to say what's up to my guys, but definitely stick around because guy Chris has got a big question for y'all, and it might get the chat a little riled up, and we can start this thing with a little bit of fun. So I'll hit up the chat in just a second. Definitely say what's up to us. Roll in. We'll definitely give you a shout out. But gotta say what's up to my guys first, man. Severe, I'll shoot to you first, man. What's going on?
What's good, man? Hey, just got done, watching watched our guy Spytek yesterday, and another riveting delivery from Clint Kubiak, man. It's exciting stuff.
Leave our guy alone. Damn it. See, I'm reeling him in right now. I'm reeling him in just to break him down. But
your time is coming. 805.
Chris, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just another day at it, man. Ready to talk this ball. Listening to all these people's takes and stuff and comparisons, so I'm just, out here just living the dream amongst my Raider brethren. So
hey, just living the dream. But yes, we're gonna get this thing started off right. But hey, let's do this. I'm gonna start a couple. Severe, man, if you want to start at the top, you want to say a shout out to some people in the chat, man, we'll get this thing popping.
What's good? Hey, man, we got our guy Moon over Miami. What's good, my guy? Moon over Miami. What's that, Jack? I'm not even gonna try, man. What's up? Back to you. Sacktown Raider Mike, man. What's up? Raider Paul in the building. The 805 Raider. Had an emphasis on the.
Salute.
Let you know what time it is. We got Kane Montoya 1702. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. With the great Devin White in the building as well as Tommy Eichenberg, I think we'll be fine. All eyes on G. I think this is probably on Chris's channel answering that question. So hey, look, we're not gonna touch that yet. Not gonna touch that one just yet. And Bushido Brown, what's up to you, man? What's up back to you? Welcome. If y'all haven't done so already, man, look, before we even kick this off, y'all haven't done so already, double tap the screen, like the video. If you haven't subbed to any of us, please make sure you sub to all three channels, man. It goes a long way.
It does, man. Shout out to everybody. People still kind of pulling up a little bit. You got Yendor in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you. Big luck in the building as well. What's happening? You got Raider Rob down at the bottom. What's going on? Hey, I got the soundboard. Hey, look, Raider Paul, give you one real quick. Appreciate you pulling up, big dog. Chris will come back in. Don't know what happened. He's been maybe restarting that computer a little bit. But before Chris comes back in, because he's kind of got the question. If he doesn't come back in about 15 seconds or so, we'll pop it off. But if you guys are going to be in the SoCal area, May 16th, Bakersfield, California, Raider Paul, I know you said multiple times you're going to potentially be there. Shout out to you. Sacktown, Raider Mike, you're going to be there, man. Raider Nation Summer Kickoff. May 16th. We're going to be rolling. We're going to be pulling up to to Bakersfield. If you guys are in the area, come check it out. It's a good event. It's fun. It's definitely a good way to kind of kick off the start of the football season. It's right after the draft. Obviously, free agency will be done, so a lot of people have a lot to talk about. Shout out to Raiders Crusaders that puts on that event. Typically has pro players that show up. Last year was Jeremy Chin. The year before was Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and I believe it was Divine Diablo. So this year, don't know who the players are going to be, But definitely check out Raiders Crusaders on IG. Get all the information. But we're going to be out there chilling in Bakersfield. So definitely May 16th. Hit us up if you're going to be there. We're going to have a little bit of fun.
Nice. Salute my guy Daniel Kim.
What up, Daniel? What's going on?
Kim in the building.
Yes.
Sam the Man's in here as well, man. Good seeing you, bro. Big,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
T4 graphics.
T4. Salute
T4
my guy.
He's rolling in as well. We got Violet in the building too. Appreciate you pulling up, big dog. What's going on?
The Violator.
Kenny in the building as well. What's happening, man? I'm thinking it's corn. 1999. Mark Davis is the biggest problem Raiders have. All right. Hopefully it fixes. Hopefully it fixes itself. Let's have a little bit of confidence. Hopefully we can get through this season. Let's see. TK in the building as well. What's going on?
TK.
We got LS. Always good. Now I got to censor the chat. LS is
censor the chat.
Is it afternoon over there? Listening afternoon, right? Like in the morning. It's like what, 10 in the morning over there or something like that? 10 in the morning? 10 in the morning on a Thursday?
On a Thursday.
Something like that. Something like that.
What up, Jay? What's going on, brother? Appreciate you popping up in here, guys. Make sure you guys go hit up Jay. They're going to be live at 7 o'clock West Coast time, 7 o'clock tonight. So definitely go check out their show, man. Always hitting you guys with some fire content. LS, all right, 12-12. 12-12. Appreciate you being exact, big dog. We got Coach in the building as well. What's going on, brother? Greg Laird.
They must not do daylight savings in what you call it, huh? They do daylight savings down there, LS?
I don't know.
No, probably not.
He'll be exact about it as well. Greg Laird, ready for the NFL Combine? Yes, we're going to talk about John Spytek and just some of the responses that he had to the media. So we're definitely going to get into that. We're going to talk about the Combine, some of the things that some of the players we're looking for, some of the expectations. What do we look for in the Combine performances? We're definitely tapping into that. But before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about what Chris wants to talk about. We're going to go ahead and throw this up. And, of course, someone pops up in the building for this one. What up? What up, Surfer Bob? What's going on, brother?
Hey, Surfer Bob, you manifesting it, brother. You are manifesting it. You know, thank you. Thank you.
Chris, hey, I'm going to put it on the team, man. You go ahead and let them know.
This is a great segue. This is a great segue.
Raider Nation, what are we doing? I'll start off with this. Like, what are we doing? So, I'm minding my own business, just cruising through the net. And what do I see? I am seeing these player comps of different players, the different rookies and stuff like that. One of the comps that I saw was Fernando Mendoza and Joe Burrow. And I need to know, are the Mendoza Burrow comparisons accurate? Put Y in the chat if you think you're accurate. Put in for no, they're not accurate. Because I know how I feel. And I'm thinking I'm in a twilight zone from what I'm seeing. So let me know, am I bugging out or not? Because this is literally what people are saying.
We're just going to put this up.
Help me. Help me. Are they accurate? Put Y. Put in if no. Am I bugging? Am I bugging?
Raider Paul, you think that? Hold up.
Hold on. So, real quick, shout out to LS. Coach, yes, good timing. Right after this, we're going to do a start and bench and cut them. Again, give you guys an opportunity to get into our giveaway. March 11th, start of free agency. So, definitely wait up for that, man. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it. So, Chris, man, hey, some people are answering, okay? I'm gonna let you go through the chat.
Yeah, let's see, man. Yeah, let's see.
We'll give our answers. Because what the chat has to say.
Because I might be bugging. I'll be bugging sometime. I get it. Let's see. Big Luck. He said no. Raider Paul also think we're gonna go 17-0 every year too. But salute to Paul. They'll see you at Bakersfield.
The same thing, Paul. We'll have some fun.
Yeah, got my boy All Eyes in the building. He said no. Let's see. Loso. He said Mendoza's more Matt Ryan than Joe Burrow. That's more accurate to me. But again, maybe I'm bugging. Mac Dre, he said no. Let's see. Oh, here go my guy. I'm just glad neither the GM nor the head coach agree with Silver. He started already.
I'm the only one that said Trey Max.
He already
agreed with Sabir.
He on you from last show. Man, my boy TK, man. He said no. He said he's closer to Burrow than to Caleb.
He ain't close to neither one of them.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, if you want to say them two, but yeah, he's not close. Sacktown, he said, ain't even close.
Okay.
Salute the Violator. He said Coach Kubiak kind of said that Geno will probably be our starting quarterback this season. I didn't get that from what he said, but we could probably talk about that later. We'll probably bring that up later.
According to Raider DeVillen, he's also said that there's no way in the world that we're ever trading Maxx Crosby either. So
right. Let's see.
Max might be the starting quarterback.
Right. Let's see. Burrow had Justin Jefferson and
he also
Jamar
put
Chase.
up way better numbers.
Very true.
Way better numbers. Like not even in the same stratosphere.
I could put him back up again. We could have a little bit of fun.
They said he is. Kenny P said he isn't even Joe Flacco. He said no, not the same. Okay. Yes,
he just because 60 touchdowns, bro. Come on, Raider Paul, bro. Look, I can't rock with you, dog. I can't rock with you.
Key. He said no. He said Stafford is probably the best comp. Nah. Stafford got a cannon, bro. Got a cannon. Hell no, it's not. Ones. Right. Hell no, it's not accurate. And I actually had to argue with some idiot on X about this comparison. It was probably Raider Paul who you was arguing with, by the way. So, the Mendoza glazing is out. Yeah, I'm with you. He said, I don't think Mendoza is like, okay. So even my son said no. He's the next Tom Brady to some. I know, man.
Yeah, man.
I raised my hand.
But look, they said that about Aiden O'Connell too, though.
Yes,
yeah.
I've heard that.
Let's see. King said F no. Let's see. Their skill. Yeah. The skill sets aren't at all similar. Yeah, I agree. Let's see.
Raider Paul, I don't think that meant what you think it means, brother. I don't think that means what you think it means.
Oh man.
Really, Raider Paul is the sum.
He said, I had someone tell me he's close to luck. Jesus Christ.
Close to luck, as in like he's lucky that he's gonna be the number 1 overall pick. Is that what they meant?
Yeah, these comparisons. That's why I just had to see, man, because I just see all, and honestly, and then what was it? Was it Kuiper that said it? Yeah, I think Kuiper said Joe Burrow and Peyton Manning. Like, I'm out, bro. I'm out. Y'all can have it, Kuiper.
Oh
yeah, but Kuiper also didn't like.
I would say that Lance Zierlein, who was the guy who I first saw make the comparison, he also said that Caleb Williams was Kyler Murray. That was his pro comp for Caleb Williams. So
holy shit, was it?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that was his comp. So,
well, you know what though? You know what? I'm not even tripping on that because as a prospect, I like Kyler. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I like Kyler. Come on. My thing with Caleb, I just didn't. It's his toughness. I thought his like mental, toughness was very weak. But coming out of college, I thought Kyler was gonna be a dog. A dog.
I lived in Texas when he came out of college.
Oh, he's a legend.
I heard he was. I heard a lot of people say he's the best high school quarterback.
Oh, he was
played there.
Ever.
Yeah, I think Johnny Manziel said that.
Johnny Manziel said that.
Yeah.
I never saw him play, but I was coaching football in Texas, so I was around a bunch of coaches, a bunch of high school coaches in Texas, and I mean the praise that kid got based on what he did on the high school football field. They're like, it is untouchable.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever lost a game. Like he started as a freshman and never. I don't think he ever lost.
Yeah,
I never lost a game he started.
Freshman.
Huh? One game as a freshman.
One game as a freshman,
and I think that's the game he didn't start. I think he didn't start that game.
My boy Jason Freedy in the building, Oakland legend. What's up, my boy Jay?
What up, man? So I brought these stats up, and Raider Paul, you're saying he had 50. I'm sure that's including rushing, but I apologize. The text is small because of the vertical, but it just says passing touchdowns. So yeah, Joe Burrow 60 versus Mendoza 33, and I just put these stats up here just to kind of. I'm not going to argue that the talent level that Joe Burrow had was much better overall than Fernando Mendoza. That's not an argument. He had more talent, without question. One thing to just keep in mind, I'll kind of go back up, bring us back up to the big screen. One thing to keep in mind is the reason why I can't stand this comparison is because for the main reason is that When Joe Burrow stepped on the football field and entered the game, he knew everything was on his shoulders. Yes, he had talent around him, but he had to make all the throws. He was going to throw the ball 35, 40 plus times a game. And on 3rd and 8, it was going to be on his shoulders. So he still had to drop back to pass, make the right reads, go through his 3rd and 4th progression, find the right receivers. It was all on his shoulders. He had talent. I'm not going to argue that. But when it comes to Mendoza, and all you have to do is look at the stats and look at the run-to-pass ratio, Mendoza went into every single game knowing I could run the ball and hand the ball off 35 times, 40 times, and I'm going to win this football game. There's a very different it was very different as to what the team demanded of both those quarterbacks. Fernando Mendoza literally on 3rd and 7 knew I'm handing off the ball because it was a very quarterback-safe, quarterback-friendly system where Joe Burrow had to be the guy damn near every single snap. And then he was able to create those type of numbers. And so where Indiana was run heavy and relied 75% on the run, Joe Burrow, that LSU team relied 90% on the pass. So the comparison is night and day as to who ran that offense. Indiana's offense ran through the run game, found success, and wins through the run game, where LSU won it through the passing game and the arm of Joe Burrow. So I think the comparison is just wrong. You can't make that comparison. So chat, let me know what your thoughts are. Chris, I'll throw it to you, man. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, just you talking about just overall, just a Mendoza and Joe?
Yeah, and just like I mean, do you think I'm right in that assessment or
wrong?
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Joe had to, he had to put the game on his back. I mean, everything went through him, and yes, he did have some phenomenal talent, but he lived up to it. He did everything he was supposed to do. And again, Fernando, he won the games. He did what he was supposed to do as well, but he just was like you always say, he wasn't asked to do what some of these other Heisman candidates have had to do. Like, I mean, you even think about the year of Bryce. I mean, all those guys, like, they had to do it all. Like, they had to put them games, like, throwing for 100 and something yards isn't cutting it.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you're gonna lose that game. So, that's all there is to it, man. Again, not hating on Fernando. It's just when I saw that comparison, I'm like, good Lord, like what I just must be missing it, and like I said, it was Kuiper that said, I saw it today. He said Joe Burrow, and then he went even further and said Peyton Manning, and I'm just like, I don't see it.
I think I saw what he's saying. He was saying, like, if he made it ridiculous. He said something stupid. He said if Peyton Manning's last name was like Peyton Brown or something like that, he wouldn't have been.
Yeah. Like, what do you say,
bro?
Yeah,
dumbass stuff.
Yeah.
People just be saying stuff, bro. Yeah. Just be saying stuff.
Because he was like, which I mean was a good point, because he was like, well, if you remember, there was a lot of people that weren't even, they didn't even want Peyton first overall because they wanted Ryan Leaf because of the gifts, which I mean that was true, but you could tell Ryan Leaf was kind of a head case.
That happens, but there's always a debate about who the number one quarterback. There was the debate between Alex Smith and Aaron Rodgers, and Alex Smith went out and Aaron Rodgers dropped. I mean, that happens.
Right.
It happens all the time. There was a debate between Jamarcus Russell and Brady Quinn, and then Jamarcus Russell turned out to be buns, and so did Brady Quinn. So
they both did. Right.
When there's two quarterbacks in the draft class that are kind of even, like, there's going to be that debate. And in this draft class, there's only really one lock first round quarterback, so that's why that debate isn't there. But initially, for a while, debate was there. Was it Mendoza or was it Moore? And then Moore decided to go back to school. But if Archad came out, or if Archad played down the stretch, like they played the entire year, like he played down the stretch, then it'd be Arch and Mendoza, and Arch would probably be winning. So you feel me? So that just happens all the time. But like, yeah, man, it's people just be saying stuff. People be having revisionist history, like they never said this about Peyton Manning. There were questions about Peyton Manning. Like, there's always questions about people. Right. Like Aaron Donald, people questioned whether or not Aaron Donald could be an impact player in the league because he was too short. He was small for a defensive tackle. Like, there's always those questions.
So, I'll throw it to you. I think you kind of just covered it a little bit, but you know, if Bob the Surfer's still in here, I'll know in a second. But I'll tell you right now, and I kind of started alluding to this last Sunday. I've been thinking about it the last couple of weeks. I just wanted to kind of do a little more game film breakdown and just really do a deep dive. I'll be honest. I know I've said this. I said it last Sunday. I've said it before, maybe a couple of weeks ago, is when you look at quarterbacks and you say that, you know, Fernando Mendoza, it's a weak quarterback class. And the more and more I look at Ty Simpson, I'm telling you, I think Ty Simpson's a more pro-ready quarterback than Fernando Mendoza by leaps and bounds, to be dead honest. And if you go back and you look at Ty Simpson, the way that he has been able, or the way that he worked in that Alabama offense, he could fit Clint Kubiak's system very, very, very well. And what I just came across, and there was a report that just came out, I saw it in 3 different areas, that, God, I'm blanking on what it was, but apparently at the tail end, right before that bowl season, Ty Simpson was dealing with some sort of like intestinal like issue that forced him to drop like 20 pounds in the last like 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, I heard something like that too.
They're saying that he was going through something pretty bad those last like 3-4 games of the season. Now, again, I don't know how that it had to affect his play, but honestly, we're going to break down the Fernando Mendoza film. We're going to break down the Ty Simpson film, but I'll tell you right now, just the more and more I watch Ty Simpson, in my opinion, if I were to pick a quarterback number 1 and I would trade back, I'd get 2 additional first-round draft picks, and I would grab Ty Simpson if we got a quarterback in the first round. That's just what I would do. But Jason, you said, what type of quarterback do you guys want? Current or college prospect? Again, that's why I just said Ty Simpson. If Severe, I'll throw it to you first. If you were to draft a quarterback this year at any point, who is one of your favorites?
If I'm gonna draft a guy this year, I'll probably not draft a guy this year. To be honest with you,
Right?
I mean,
that's where I'm at.
if I'm going to do it this year, I'm going to take a chance on a late round guy. I'll take a chance late on Aller or late on late on I'm trying to think who else is coming out this year.
You got like you got
late, but that's my he might see some of these guys that should be late might get pushed up. Like Aller, I don't think he's gonna get pushed up because of the injury. So like I'll take a chance on him late. It's late, even like Jalen Daniels, maybe late. Taylor Green late. Like I'm taking a chance on a guy late, and I'm taking the rest of that draft class, and I'm fertilizing the soil for when I get a guy next year, or fertilizing the soil for, even if one of these guys happens to develop for one of these guys, I'm doing that. I'm not wasting a draft pick on a guy that, I don't think is a franchise quarterback, just because he's the best quarterback in this draft class. It makes no sense.
So yeah, you got guys. I think no matter what, even if you don't go first round with a quarterback, I think no matter what, you grab a quarterback at some point, whether it's 7th round, just to kind of start the development process.
Exactly.
But Chris, man, any thoughts? Is there a quarterback that, even if it's like in the later round, day 3, is there someone that you would at least just take a swing on just to?
Another guy. I don't know how late he'll be, but Cole. I think Cole Payton. I don't know where he'll go though. He might get pushed up too. He's North Dakota State guy, but he might get pushed up draft boards too though. But the 4th round, that's when I start looking.
Chris,
I mean, probably about the same people, because honestly, I am not, I would get a project guy like an Aller, that's coming off that injury. Again, I am fully focused on the next year. So this year, I'm just focusing on getting as much weapons or as much protection I can for the quarterback. So hopefully it can be, it's never truly a plug and play, but I want the quarterback to have as many weapons as possible. So that's just me. So I wouldn't I wouldn't get like a Ty Simpson or nothing like that. So it'd definitely be nothing before the 4th round.
Yeah, same here.
Just saying, can I see how many attempts Burrow had versus Mendoza? Burrow had a lot more attempts. Okay, he had a lot.
But look, a lot more attempts, but he's also more accurate. He also had a higher, completion percentage. So he threw for more yards, damn near twice as many yards, damn near twice as many touchdowns, and was more accurate. With Ed Orgeron as his coach. If you know football at all, you know Ed Orgeron's not a fucking head coach.
Yeah.
And then he did have Joe
He's an
Brady as
O-line
offensive
guy.
coordinator. Yeah, he's all Joe Brady. I mean, Ed Orgeron's probably one of the greatest
One of the best
recruiters of all
O-line.
time.
Yeah.
And he's good online coach, but he's one of the best recruiters of all time. He'll get a whole bunch of talent on the team, but he doesn't know what the hell to do with it. So you know, like he had that as his head coach. So,
but the good thing about Joe Burrow is that when you have more passes to critique and more passing attempts to understand what you're getting in a quarterback, I think that carries a lot of weight. And that's the one knock that I have on Fernando Mendoza, is he doesn't have a lot of variety in his passing game that translates to the NFL. The one read RPOs, the one read to check down, that doesn't translate well to the NFL. That's like 10 to 15% of what he's going to do. So I want to see the variety of throws, and you just don't see a whole lot. That's why I have a lot of concern with Fernando Mendoza. And so with the number 1 overall draft pick, it's, do I want to take a shot on those concerns, or do I want to trade back and possibly acquire 3 more first rounders if they want to give it to us? That's what I'm weighing on, and I'll take the extra draft picks at this point based on what I see on film. So there's another one up here. I think, did someone start this one with Corn?
Which one?
I didn't.
I didn't. I didn't.
Oh, okay. I just saw it start. All right, here we go. Let's see. Coach, we're going to talk about that here in just a second. I promise. Do me a big favor. Guys, hit that hashtag Raiders if you can. It'll just catch my eye if you have a comment or a question to what we're talking about. Do me a big favor. Hit that hashtag Raiders if you can. That just helps catch my eye.
Look, Raider the villain. You were a Jaden guy, Jaden Daniels guy. That was my QB1. You're a Dante Moore guy, brother. Look, we can find some common ground. Heal the world.
You're closer than you think, man. You're closer than you think.
Yeah, bro. I'm in SoCal. You in the Dino. You know, I'm in LA, bro. You know, hey, you know, this is black on black crime, brother. Let's chill out.
Let's see. D Mokes to see Tom Brady was a system quarterback. Let's stop hating on the system quarterbacks. These new style quarterbacks just give coaches excuses for being asked. You could work with a system style quarterback. You can. And there's a lot of argument that yes, Mendoza is a system style quarterback. And look, at the end of the day, as much as I have my concerns, if Clint Kubiak is going to draft him and that's his guy and he can see what he can do with them, man, I hope that it without question works out. Hope it works out. I just have, my concerns. And again, I would just take additional first round draft picks to build this team in the right way in the future of this defense, this team and the franchise.
Yeah. Is this one right here? Is it fair to say LSU used the pass because they had 2 generational guys there? LSU had 2 generational RBs. Maybe they were relying on the run too. I mean, I wouldn't say that Kalen Black, I can forget the other running back's name, but I wouldn't say those guys are generational.
Hembley.
And Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the first round pick, if I recall correctly. So they had a first round running back on their roster there at LSU too. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think either one of those other guys are going to be drafted in the first round.
So, and then wasn't Clyde Edwards-Helaire, wasn't he in the argument of possibly winning Super Bowl MVP?
No.
Somebody else.
He was not. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he was a disappointment in the NFL, to be honest with you. But he was RB1 that year on a lot of people's boards, but he was disappointment.
I'm thinking about somebody else.
Yeah.
Violator, man. Hey, we're going to talk about that 3-4 defense here in just a second, man. So we're going to talk about just the change up. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about Rob Leonard. There's a lot of question marks. What defense was he actually going to run based off his history? Because he's never been the actual play caller. It looks like it's going to be a 3-4 based on what Clint Kubiak was talking about earlier today. So it's going to be fun. We're going to see how it works out. Definitely appreciate everybody rocking through. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that sub button, get included in the chat. We appreciate everybody rocking with us. We're going to get into the presser, but because we got everybody in here, let's start this thing out right. Let's do a start and bench them, cut them. All right. Leo in the building. What's going on, brother? Diego Pavia. Want to party with this?
He love his mom.
What up, Cheeto? What's going on, brother? Definitely, guys, check out that. They're going to be live at 7:00 today, so definitely check out their live as well, man. I'm always throwing you guys content. So let's do this. Let's have a little fun, and then we're getting to the presser. Let me take the banner down, and let me go ahead and share the screen. Let me go ahead and stop this one. Let me share it. Bang. Okay. This one's going to be a good one. We're going to have a little bit of fun. As you guys know, should I see Leo, you got all had some strengths before you got hurt. Yes, you did. I know you guys have heard me say it before. I don't like that offensive coordinator over there. I think that hurt him a lot. What up, Jeff? I see you in the building. What's going on, brother? What's happening, man? Sam DeMan, you're saying all are in the 5th. Yeah, he's definitely going to go late. All right. Let's have a little bit of fun. Start them, bench them, cut them. You guys know how it goes. If you're new to it, 2 players going to pop up with a letter in front of them. All right. I'll give you about a couple minutes to guess who the 3rd player is. Once the 3rd player pops up, if you guess it right, you get entered into our giveaway March 11th. Again, just a way of showing our appreciation, giving back to all of our subscribers, people that support us. We definitely appreciate it. But if you can guess that 3rd player, you get entered into the giveaway on March 11th, day 1 of free agency. It's on a Wednesday. We go live on Wednesdays. Just a little bit of a coincidence. So, I'll give you about a minute, then I'll give you a hint on that 3rd player. But I do think this one's going to be a good one. And we'll see just kind of how everybody takes this one. Once the 3rd player pops up, then in that order with that number, let me know who you would start, who you'd bench, who you'd cut, and we'll give a little bit of discussion behind it. So let's have a little fun, man. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. I'm going to bring these 2 up. And you guys can give me the 3rd. Steven Jackson, Corey Dillon. Now, the 3rd player, it's got to be someone that's kind of in the same skill set, someone that would be in that same argument of who you'd start, who you'd bench, who you'd cut. Steven Jackson, Corey Dillon. Who could be the 3rd?
Deuce McAllister.
No, I had a hard time kind of giving a hint away on this one, on who that 3rd is. I will give a hint. But start guessing. You guys can guess as many times as you want.
Brandon Jacobs.
Oh, no, Brandon. I think Brandon Jacobs would be clear. He'd be clear 3rd right there.
He had a couple good years.
Yeah, a couple good years.
Yeah, I'm trying to think running style.
He's Northern Illinois guy. Yeah, but also the same tier though. That's the thing. You gotta think same tier because I was gonna go.
Well, Larry Johnson. That's a good one.
Larry Johnson's a good one, but I couldn't put Larry Johnson up there with them. Steven Jackson was. See, I was thinking
you couldn't put Larry up there with him. Larry was not.
Because I don't think. Well, I guess if you look top of the game, yes, but he didn't last long though.
Yeah, the shelf life was short.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Todd Gurley, but I doubt if it'll be 2 Rams up there. So I went away from Todd Gurley. Then I was thinking Sean Alexander. At his peak.
Killing them. He's killing them.
Yeah, Sean Alexander at his peak.
Yeah, he's killing them.
See, I was thinking Sean Alexander too. Frank Gore, Frank Gore just played a long time. But Adrian Peterson, come on. Derrick Henry, nah. Work done is 2 different stylistically. Portis, we already had Clinton Portis.
One hint hasn't been mentioned in the chat so far. And I'm clicking through all of them so everybody can kind of see it on the screen. So far hasn't been mentioned.
I might go Fred Taylor. Fred
Taylor is a good one. That is a good one. Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis is a good one. I like that.
I think Jamal Lewis. I like
that one. I like that. I.e.
I think I'm going Jamal Lewis.
Jamal's a good one.
I'm going Jamal Lewis.
Okay. I'm going Jamal Lewis. One hint. Yeah. I'm going to give you one hint, and then I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to throw it out there.
Okay, that means it must have been said. It must have been said. Yeah, I'm going Jamal Lewis too.
Jamal Lewis.
I'm going Jamal Lewis too.
Marshawn is a cool one.
He played. Again, I had to figure out like a good one. The majority of his career, the majority of his years was in an area that has severe cold weather. 30
Jamal
seconds.
Lewis.
I mean,
both. Yeah, both.
Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore.
Baltimore and Cleveland. He was in Cleveland too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
He was in Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Jamal Lewis.
Jamal Lewis. Hey, I'm sticking with majority cold weather. Yeah. Jamal Lewis. I'm trying to think anybody else. I'm trying to think, was there any Chicago Bear that could be up there? Any Packer that could be up there? Who was who was the Packer? Who was Amon? Nah, he can't. They killing Amon Green though.
Yeah,
they killing
Amon
Green.
It gotta be Jamal. It gotta be Jamal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice. Oh boy, he was in warm weather.
Mind you. So I'm gonna do this. No one's got it yet.
You said Lawrence Maroney? Lawrence Maroney?
No one's got it yet. So let me give you one more. Let me give you one more hit because
nobody got it yet.
27 people, 28 people in the giveaway so far.
Is it Kevin Smith? You can
get it
for the Bears, Kevin? Nah.
So I'm gonna give you one last hint.
Nick Chubb.
And then I'll give you 15 seconds. One of the jersey colors is blue.
Or jersey colors is blue, so it's probably the Bills.
It'd still be Nick Chubb. I mean, it wouldn't be Thurman. Nah, I can't.
Who's with the Bills? Blue Cowboys.
5 seconds.
DeMarco Murray?
Yeah, DeMarco Murray.
But DeMarco Murray played with the Cowboys though for a minute though. That's the warm weather.
Once I type done, we're done.
That means nobody got it.
Nobody got it.
Done. All right, I'm gonna hit that.
Did he stump us?
One person got it.
What happened?
One person?
One person got one.
Thurman? Oh,
Thurman
come on,
Thomas?
Man.
He went old school. Chris, you said Thurman Thomas, didn't you?
Nah, I don't think I did.
Oh, somebody in the chat said it.
One. Now, mind you, a lot of people have got the previous one, so I'm glad nobody really got this one. But it was
I ain't go back that far.
Okay. Yes, I was thinking Buffalo, but I couldn't. You know,
Thurman Thomas.
I
didn't think we was going back that far.
Yeah. I mean, come away, man. I mean, but Thurman, he was a first ballot, wasn't he? Wasn't he a first ballot?
Oh, was he?
I think so. That's why I'm like, come on. That's why I ain't.
He's
that far above both these guys.
I think so. And I wasn't even a big Thurman fan.
I would say if you're looking at their absolute peak, at their absolute peak, because I think the problem with we already went through Corey Dillon in his rookie year, what he did as a rookie, and Aston Genty couldn't touch. If Aston Genty ever dreamed about doing what Corey Dillon did as a rookie, he better wake up and apologize. So he ain't
Muhammad Ali.
Him. And then and then Steven Jackson, when Steven Jackson was on, I remember when they drafted Steven Jackson out of Oregon State. I was like, this dude is a monster.
Yeah.
When he was at his peak, he was a bad man. He was probably the best running back in the league at it. I mean, all three of those guys were probably the best running backs in the league at their peak.
Corey though?
At his peak. And when Corey was at his best.
I mean, but you got to think he was. Yeah, there was some dogs in there.
There's some dogs though. Yeah, it was a lot of bad running backs back then. Too.
Yeah, because I mean, Barry was in there.
Oh yeah, Barry was still in the league. Yeah.
Yeah, Barry, and then I mean, I wasn't a big Emmett fan, but Emmett.
Yeah, Emmett. Yeah. But I think
Thurman was Thurman was probably gone.
Thurman was probably gone.
Yeah,
Thurman was probably gone by that time. Thurman was probably gone at that time. Yeah. So yeah, but Corey then might not have been.
That should have been my hint on ice. Okay, then maybe you guys would have got the Thurman Thomas. God damn it. Let's see. Thomas was different. This was different.
Stinks on ice is a nickname for Jamba Juice.
I will show you examples, plenty of examples why Ty Simpson is more pro ready, and I'll teach you something. So just stick around for the Ty Simpson game film.
How you insult somebody like you're clearly on drugs, you're doing cocaine and crack? Much respect. I said with all due respect. It's in the Geneva Convention.
To me, this is an easy one though.
It's easy, okay? Because I already have someone that cut Thurman Thomas. So what? Hey, it wasn't.
That's wild.
Oh yeah, that's
they gotta be young. They gotta be young. Yeah, they gotta be young.
Run down. You in here?
Run down. Start them, bench them, cut them. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Let's say it was Big Luck. Big Luck says CAB. Big Luck might be young.
Yeah, Big Luck probably
might be young.
Or he hates the Bills because how they did us in the playoff.
Yeah, I'm going BCA all day.
Yeah.
All right, so Jeff's all right. So Jason's BCA. Okay. Seven Sons BCA as well. All right. Okay, BCA.
Yeah, I think that one's kind of clear to me.
BC.
Yeah.
BAC. We got cheaters in the goddamn building, Sacktown. But I got your FKC. I like it. All right, BAC. Let's see. Let's see. Okay.
I ain't heard Yoo-hoo for a minute. That was cold chocolate milk.
Okay, look. Hey, Greg Lear. Hey, I got another one cutting Thurman Thomas. All right, we ain't too far.
How?
Too far off.
How?
I mean, it's rare.
And my thing is, I didn't even like Thurman like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, let's see. Sacktown BAC. All right, let's see.
BAC.
Facts, man. If he didn't spend that much time in Cincy withering away, pulling up hella numbers for a disgusting team, like a Jeff Blake and Achilles Smith, John Kitna, come on, dog. People like, but Jitty didn't have a quarterback.
So that's the one thing that I thought people would reference is obviously with Corey Dillon and the teams that he played on. If he were to play on a different team, I mean, the numbers he probably would have put up. And so,
what was he not? Was he not with Early Palmer, with Early Carson?
I don't think that might have been. No, I think he might have went to maybe a year with Carson before he went to the Patriots.
Rookie Carson, so
yeah,
okay.
Maybe a year because he went to the Patriots.
So he was never with he never teamed up with like Chad and Hoosh and them.
No, I think
that was Rudy. That was Rudy.
That Rudy Johnson.
Yeah,
Rudy Johnson. Yeah. They had another guy too though that was cool too. Rudy Johnson was nice too though.
Yeah, he was.
Rudy Johnson was nice.
So Violators got BCA. Developing saying I'm never cutting Thurman.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't cut Thurman.
I got to be tricky every once in a while. God damn it! Sometimes it was getting a little too.
You gonna put Gale Sayers up there, like be like Josh Gibbs and Jamal Charles and Gale Sayers. Like this guy. Hint, guys. He couldn't eat at the same restaurant as some of his teammates.
Jim Brown. Yeah. The games were not in color; they were in black and white. Oh man!
You're saying Thurman Thomas was Marshall Falk before Marshall Falk? He was a bad man. He was a bad man. All right.
He wasn't Marshall Falk nice. So.
Hey, Jason. Hey, you were the only one to get it. All right. Typically, yes. Look, we would have damn near, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 people getting it. All right, one got it this time. Maybe I'll ease it up for everybody on the next one. So, Greg, yeah, it's BCA or BAC. You got to pick one. You got to pick one. All right. So hold on. Let's get to this. Severe. What'd you go with?
I'm going BCA.
BCA. Chris, what'd you go with?
Yeah, same way. Because Corey was cold, and like I said, I did like Steven Jackson. I really did, but sometimes he tiptoed a little bit too much to be as big as he is. But yeah, to me that's a pretty easy one.
All right. Okay. So I was going to go BCA as well because, again, I think my biggest conversation was going to be between Thurman Thomas and Corey Dillon. And since Corey Dillon just didn't have the talent around him to really thrive too much, I thought there could be a better conversation, but apparently not. So I'm going to get this off the screen before I get yelled at a little bit more. All right. Every once in a while, I might have some suspect ones. Okay. You guys need to calm down a little bit and just play the goddamn game.
Yeah, that was some triggeration right there. That was a triggeration.
Maybe I went a little too far. Maybe we're too far out the times of a Thurman Thomas. Maybe I need to give better hints next time.
Salute to my boy Seventh. So Seventh son, he said cracks me up how Chris just can't stand Thurman. Like why? I don't know. I think there's just certain people in the sports world that I just don't like, and I can't even tell you why. It's just certain people, like Patrick Ewing. Like maybe it was like the elbow pad. Like it's just certain people I just can't stand. I couldn't stand nobody that played for the Utah Jazz. I absolutely hate Karl Malone. It's like just certain people was just and Thurman Thomas kind of fell into that. I just hit into that mode. I didn't like him.
I'm like that with Emmett.
Yeah. I'm not a big Emmett guy.
I can't stand Emmett, like, bro. I can't stand. And Favre too. I always hated Favre. I hated Favre because I loved Madden, and Madden just
loved Favre,
just giving fellatio to Favre on national TV.
Favre.
Brett Favre,
that was the greatest.
I'm like, man, shut up, John. Go get some tough acting and acting.
Tough acting. I heard that in a minute.
This is a question for Chris. There you go, Chris.
Would y'all take Thurman?
Thurman. Chris ain't gonna do it because Josh got his voice Thurman.
No. I gotta say Thurman. No, but the thing is, Thurman.
I'm taking Corey Dillon over Josh Jacobs. Corey Dillon over Josh Jacobs.
I probably would take Corey Dillon over Josh Jacobs. I probably would.
I'm taking only person I'm even having an argument with is Steven Jackson, and Steven Jackson at his best.
Oh, come on, man!
I'm probably taking Steven Jackson at his best over Josh.
Nah, stop it! You just a hater, man. You just a hater.
I'm taking Steven Jackson at his best. Steven Jackson was with the Rams.
Josh at his best is nice too.
Josh he's had Josh, you get like one every other year though. Josh will give you a really good year, then he be hurt. And then that's why. Look. That's why I didn't have to bring up Josh all last year because Josh he did the work for me. Because Chris was strutting his chest. So
I was.
And then I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing about Josh.
Man. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into the presser. All right, Yvette, appreciate you popping up in here. Good seeing you in the building. We got a baby Suge in the building. What's going on? Thurman Thomas had too many drops in the Super Bowl. It was also always what? Wide left, wide right.
That's slick.
What up, Chewy? What's going on, man?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Appreciate everybody popping up in here. Do us a big favor. Double tap that screen. Hit that like button. If you want to get included in the chat, hit that sub button. We are going to there's going to be a couple versions or not versions. There's going to be a couple questions that the media hit John Spytek with. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to time stamp it. I didn't have enough time to kind of clip it all the way through. But look, I'm going off of YouTube. If some ads pop up, it is what it is. I'll kind of try to press through them. But I'm going to share the screen. There's going to be a couple questions that pop up surrounding the quarterback talks. We're going to talk about our new DC, Robbie Leonard, because there are some conversations as to or some questions around that. But at the same time, some of the questions were surrounding Jack Besh and a number one receiver, but also some questions regarding Maxx Crosby. So we're going to kind of go through that. I'm going to play it. We're going to give you our feedback, but definitely want to get you guys feedback as well. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to get included with it. A couple more people popping through. You got Donuts Duncan. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you popping up in here as well. Jeff Thurman dropped his helmet and couldn't find it either. Actually, I do remember. I do remember that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the screen. I'm gonna find the first timestamp real quick. First, we're gonna get some comments on Maxx Crosby. All right. So we're gonna go to the timestamp. I'll share the screen, and then I'm going to make sure that we get the audio as well. So let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and play it. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me know if you guys can hear it starting now.
All the trade talks around Maxx Crosby.
You guys can hear that? We're good? Yeah. Cool. All right. Basically, this is about just a simple comment about trade talks. Once I get through this clip, there's actually a few more that kind of tie into this. I got it all time stamped, and we'll go through that as well. So this is the first question.
Do you anticipate him being in a Raider uniform when the season starts?
I do, yes.
So basically that one was just, do you expect him to be in a Raider uniform? He said yes. And look, I think that's a very PC answer. He's got to say that. There's no beating around the bush. You got to say that when it comes to Maxx Crosby. If he is going to be a Raider. Let me get to the next one. Again, I think it's just a very PC answer. Let's go to this one, and this one kind of it's a few questions in a row. So we'll go ahead and wrap through this. Again, all evolving around Maxx Crosby.
Are important to him and emphasizing those.
Are you confident that Max will remain in Las Vegas?
I am. Max is an elite player, and I've been very upfront from the start when I got here that, you know, we're in the business of having really good players on the team, and we need a lot more of them. And, you know, it's hard to build a great team without elite players.
What has been your communication like with Crosby over the last month or so?
Max and I have a great relationship. He's in the building every day, getting healthy right now. We talk on the phone, we text. So I have a great relationship with Max.
He is super anxious to get a copy. He has
Vinny.
The reports that came out during Super Bowl week, are you comfortable that you know where his head is on wanting to stay and that he wants to be a Raider?
Max and I have had great conversations. I'm comfortable there, yeah.
All right. So basically that kind of evolved around Maxx Crosby. All right. They tried to press him on it, and he had some very PC answers, in my opinion. So, guys, let me know your thoughts on Maxx Crosby. We're going to talk about it here. Question is do you think Maxx Crosby is going to remain a Raider? Do you think he is going to be here? One other thing that Spytek did answer in that presser was that if people do call him Maxx Crosby, are you picking up the phone call? And he said, you're always gonna entertain at least some of the phone calls that come your way. And so, chat, hit that hashtag Raiders. Let me know. Do you think there's a chance that we might move on from Maxx Crosby? One thing to keep in mind is that we're going to switch to a 3-4 defense. We're going to talk about that in just a second. And could that affect potentially Maxx Crosby's future here with the Raiders? And so, Severe, I'm going to throw it to you first, man. Thoughts, man. What are your thoughts on just kind of Maxx Crosby? Do you think that Spytek is open to possibly trading him?
Yes. Like, what do you expect a guy to say in that situation? You expect him to down talk Max or say that, or to hint that there's any kind of fracture or, you know, any kind of strife between him and Maxx Crosby or the Raiders and Maxx Crosby at all? No, because right now he's in the business of maximizing Max's value. If he is going to trade him. So like you want it to appear that we're completely comfortable with keeping Maxx Crosby. In fact, we don't even want to trade him. We want to keep him here. We need him. He's an elite player and you need elite players. So that's just sending out the bat signal to everybody saying, if you come to my door, you call me on my phone, you better have your best offer. I'm not doing this back and forth. You lowball me, and I'm not doing that. He's an elite player, and we need more good players. We want him here. We need him here. So if you're expecting me to move off of him, oh, you better come correct. You better come correct. And I think that's the message he's sending to other GMs. So he's laying down the gauntlet. Like, look, I'm expecting a big haul if you want to take this player off my hands.
I agree. And I guess the next question with all that is, what would you give up for Max, right? Are you demanding like 2 firsts and a player? Are you just expecting 2 firsts? Are you cool with 1 first and a player? So again, maybe that's another question for the chat. If you're willing to move on from Max, what are you willing to accept for a Max-like trade? Let us know. Baby Shield, appreciate the super chat. I got you, big dog. Who do you guys want at 36? Actually, Severe Man, what's your thoughts on that? I got an answer on that, but I think the super chat might be on your channel, man.
Okay. No. Shout out to Baby Shug, appreciate you. There's the D tackle out of Ohio State. I don't know if he might end up getting pushed into the first round. I forget his name. There's also the D tackle out of Texas Tech. I forget his name. Hunter. I think it's Hunter out of Texas Tech. I
know you're talking about something you actually said in the chat here. In a second, hold on. I might get it.
And then Denzel Boston. Lee Hunter. Yeah, Lee Hunter. Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. Denzel Boston, if he's still available there, that's another name I look at. Jacob Rodriguez. I think second, second, that's around the time you want to start looking at him. Depending on how he runs, depending on how he runs. If he runs well, you're probably gonna have to take him in a second. If he doesn't run well, maybe you can get him early third. Maybe that's taking a big risk though. I think he's gonna go somewhere in the mid-second range. So I'm going. Those are three guys. Three people I'm looking at, especially now that we're transitioning into a 3-4.
So, and my response is basically off of that, right? A lot has to do with what do we do through free agency first, right? Free agency has to roll first. But with us moving to a 3-4 defense, we need a big nose guard. We just don't have that on this roster right now.
Yeah.
And this D lineman class is deep enough with bigger bodies that you could possibly really look at an interior defensive lineman, a big body, a true nose guard, a zero tech, a two gap type of guy that you could get in that second round. And so depending on what we do in free agency, D tackle, I definitely think that's definitely something you're going to be looking at, given the fact that because we have the number 1 overall draft pick, and depending on how and what that looks like, I think at that point, yeah, you're probably looking at a D tackle in the second round if you don't address it in free agency. So, Baby Shug, again, you're going back to saying Raiders need a linebacker. Yes, we do need linebackers. Hey, we're in a 3-4 now. We're going to talk about that in just a second. I got a clip of that as well. TK, you're saying trade Maxx to the Bears for a first, a second, and more.
Nah, I can't do that.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't do that. I need 2 firsts. 2 firsts and DJ Moore. I mean, maybe you can convince me. But the Bears are picking too low, though. Like, I do something like that with Detroit. You're going to give me 2 firsts and J-Mo? Okay, maybe I do that.
Yeah, so you got TK. He wants a first, a second, and more. Greg Leary, you want to keep Maxx. Let's see. The Violator men, you're saying that they said they're not trying to let good talent leave the building, so I think Maxx will be a Raider next season. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's one of those where just how PC is Spytek being. You know what I'm saying? Like you definitely want to tell everybody to the world that we want to keep him. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of drives that price up if you're listening. So Chris, I want to get your thoughts on Maxx. I'm not sure if you heard the clips of Spytek. Essentially was pretty PC about it. But he did have one more clip that I didn't show that basically said, you're always listening. You're always listening. When it comes to phone calls. Raider, Devon, you're saying, I think Spytek was keyed 100. They only trade Maxx if trade asked to be. You don't get better by trading your best players.
Yes, you do. Hey, you do. You literally do.
He is the best player, but the timing has to be right. Right? Like the timing has to be right. You want to get the best value, but at the same time, maybe Maxx, again, coming off of 2 surgeries, this is the time to do it. If you're ever going to do it, this is the time to do it, and we're in an absolute rebuild. And so, but I do agree. If Maxx wants out, then yes, then you should do your best to set something up. So, Chris, man, thoughts on Spytek? Basically, again, being PC, but the potential of trading Maxx Crosby. What are your thoughts on getting him out the building if he wants it?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, this is a time when a lot of smoke screen going on. A lot of, like you said, a lot of PC going on. At the end of the day, we have to do what's best for the team, and Spytek knows that. At this point, it would be nice to keep Maxx, but it's similar to how Cleveland is with Myles Garrett. It's like, it's like a moral victory having a guy like Maxx still on your team. You just feel good about it. It makes you feel good, but it's not ultimately helping the future of your team. If Maxx was younger, then it's a whole different conversation. Then he could be part of the rebuild. But, Maxx, at the end of the day, we all know Maxx does not want to be part of a rebuild. 3 years ago, he may have been down for being part of the rebuild, but, he's ready to. I mean, he's literally seeing his friends playing Super Bowls or going deep into the playoffs. He's seeing his friends do that. And all they had to do was get away from a dysfunctional organization like us, and like, wow, how things change all of a sudden. So, so honestly, I think, Spytek, he's going to say this, just because he wants the value of Maxx to be high. Like, hey, this is a guy that we want. So if you want him, you're going to have to give up, 2 firsts in a player for him. So he's not just going to say out there at the presser, we're looking to get rid of Maxx and all that. Like, no, He wants you guys to understand, like, hey, we want Max. He's our guy. He's our best player. But if you want to come get him, make it worth our time.
I'm with you. I mean, at this point, because I do think we're in a complete rebuild, and if we do go young quarterback and we need to build around this quarterback, I do think that it's time that you potentially move on from Max. Now, the big downside, and we've mentioned this multiple times when we go live, the big downside of moving on from Max and then you bring in a young quarterback, the question is who's truly the leader? It should be that number one quarterback that you bring in. That's now the face of the franchise. He's got to be the leader. So the traits got to be there. Depends on what type of leader he can be. But you move on from Max, you better hope that there is a true born leader in that locker room that's going to take this, be the leader on the player side. Coaches can lead, but you need players in that locker room that could also be the voice within the players, because at the end of the day, these are grown-ass men. You also got to lead yourself as well. And you got to have a leader in that locker room. You know Max is it, but if you move on from him, you better have the replacement. So Cheeto trading for Kyler Murray. Switch picks this season from 1 to 3. Take the second round this year and their first round next year as well. We just talked about Kyler Murray, and I coached a bunch of high school guys that love Kyler Murray. I want nothing to do with Kyler Murray, to be dead honest with you. Chat, let me know. Hit that hashtag Raiders. Would you guys want to see Kyler Murray in the building? I want nothing to do with him. I actually said something a few months ago during the season regarding Kyler Murray. But Chris, I'll throw it to you first, man. Thoughts on Kyler Murray? Would you entertain bringing him in here?
If you asked me a year ago, I would say yeah. But yeah, I can't really mess with Murray at this point. For one, he wouldn't be happy, and I just don't know how he would be from a leadership standpoint, just in the city of Vegas. Again, I don't know much about his personality, but yeah, I'm cool on Murray, to be honest. Because for one, it's still going to cost, because he's still kind of in that age range where he's still going to cost some money. So yeah, I'm cool on Murray.
Severe thoughts on Murray?
Not for what he's going to cost. If it was like a more favorable deal, maybe. I don't know what his contract is looking like, but I'm not doing that trade. I'm sorry, Cheeto. I'm not doing that trade you just proposed. I'm not doing that one. But what
did he say? What was his?
It was trade Max for Murray, and we switched. It was a whole lot of stuff going on. But I think we take the massive short end out of that deal, because we only end up with 2 first-round picks. I think like an extra second or something like that. So. But I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on Kyler Murray, but it has to make financial sense. And I don't think the contract he's on right now, it will make much financial sense.
Yeah. It would have to be one of those situations like how Russell Wilson was, where it's like the other team, the former team, is paying for damn near most of his contract type. Yeah. So yeah, I'm cool on that.
So for me, the tough part about Kyler Murray is honestly, I don't know how much passion he has to play the game of football.
Right.
Like that's the biggest knock that I have on him, is I just don't know how much he dedicates to the game of football to be elite. He's got elite talent. He's got elite traits.
Yeah.
But problem is I just don't know how much his dedication and just his mindset is into the game of football. Yeah. He very well could be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go play baseball. You just don't know. Yeah. But if you bring him in the building, and I guarantee you he's going to want to be the starter, not just for 1 year, not 2 years, but he's going to want to be the starter moving forward. So that means that you're probably not banking on a quarterback to start anytime soon. And we got to start the development process of a quarterback, soon. And so that's the part that I just don't like about Kyler Murray. 1, don't think his head's right to be a top-tier elite quarterback. And 2, he's going to want to come in here and be a starter for as many years you give him this contract. And I just don't think he's the right guy. So that's why I really want nothing to do with him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Baby Shug, you're saying, have you seen tape on CJ Allen, the linebacker of Georgia? I have not yet. I know about him. I just haven't done a deep dive talent-wise on him. I got some more research to do. Severe, have you checked out CJ Allen at all?
No, I haven't. I know he's one of the top linebackers in his class, but I haven't watched him yet.
Chris, any thoughts on CJ Allen? Have you been able watch him at all?
Yeah,
yet?
no, yeah, he gets after it. He gets after it. I just kind of watch high level, just like highlights, but I can't say that I broke down full games, just kind of saw like his strengths and weaknesses. But as far as like what his highlights look like, no, he's legit. He's definitely legit.
Yeah, so Boy George, what's going on? You're saying you don't trade anybody now. You wait till the trade deadline. Teams are willing to give a lot more. There's levels to trading, in my opinion. There was levels to the Jacoby trade, right? When everything came out where Jacoby Myers was asking for an extension and the Raiders didn't give it to him, well, that was a week before the first week of the season, right? Teams already had their free agency in line. They have their 53-man rosters. They already went through the draft. They are confident what they have. The moment to trade Jacoby was not that time. The moment was to trade him at the trade deadline mid-season, because that's when teams are now, hey, you have one injury, but you're still fighting. You might trade you might give up a little bit more for Jacoby Myers at that point. Teams are way too excited a week before the season. And so, but I think with this, you trade Maxx before this draft. You have to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to. You know
what I'm saying? And then after that, maybe it is a mid-season type of thing this upcoming season. But if you trade Maxx, it's got to be before this draft so you can get the draft capital. What do you guys think, Severe?
No, I agree. And this is not like – it's not like the NBA where, it like a lot of trades get made during the deadline. Like that, that's when the most trade activity happens in the NBA is at the deadline. But NFL, you want a guy like in your system, in your program, in the building that rapport, understanding the defense, getting that chemistry, getting the feel for the coaching staff. Like that's the ideal time. And that's what makes Max's contract so good, is that having that full 2 years of him playing on your team. Like if you lose even a portion of that, that significantly, diminishes his value. And then the way Maxx has been getting injured, there's always a chance that Maxx, he been hurt since September last season. He knew in September he needed surgery. So which makes his hissy fit at the end of the season look even worse. But I digress. So there's always a chance that he mess around and get hurt or get nicked up, and that diminishes his value more, or he can't even pass a physical and you can't even trade him. So if you're going to do it, make sure he gets right and you trade him before the draft.
And plus because in that year before, he got surgery right after the season too. So he probably got surgery in that January or February, and then he had to do it again and then he got hurt again in September. So yeah.
Okay, so gonna rip through that one. Let's get to the next topic. I'm gonna kind of go through the presser. Next one, let's get into that defensive discussion a little bit. I know Clint Kubiak also addressed it a little bit in his interview today. I wasn't able to clip that one, but I'm going to get to Spytek's comment on Robbie Leonard as the DC. Give me 1 second. I'm going to kind of get over to it. Guys, let me know your thoughts on Robbie Leonard running a 3-4 defense. How do you like it? Hit that hashtag Raiders. Let me know and play this.
Great resource for them.
John, what went into the decision to promote Rob Leonard as defensive coordinator?
That'd be a great question for Clint, but from my point of view, he's a great young coach, and Pete interviewed him to be a defensive coordinator last year. I sat in on the interview; it was really impressive. My comments or my communication to Clint on it was like, "Hey, we got a great D-line coach in the building. I think you should interview him as a DC, and then you make your decision." And so we did, and Clint did.
What was your?
Okay, so we got some guys shaking our head on the screen. And so, chat, let us know what your thoughts are on the 3-4 defense switching on over. Obviously, he just answered the question about Robbie Leonard, but let me know what your thoughts are on that 3-4 defense. But let's talk. Let's get my guys' take, because I see them shaking heads a little bit. Chris, I'll throw it to you first this time, man.
Yeah, I don't know if Spytek just thought that Clint wasn't going to get interviewed or wasn't going to do a presser, but the cat's kind of out of the bag. I don't know if Clint meant to say it, but he basically was saying that Clint had some guys that he wanted to come in as a defense coordinator. He basically said that without saying it. Well, no, actually, he said it, but he was like, I talked to Spytek and he was really raving about this guy and wanted me to interview him. But the way it sounded like to me is they pushed this guy on Clint. Honestly, that's how it sounded, you know. And then he tried to clean it up, like, oh, well, you know, once I interviewed him, you know, he had a plan, and you know, he seemed like I don't know. The way it sounded is, you know, between him and Joe Brady, or not Joe Brady, but Joe Woods, they kind of push that on him a little bit. So that's my thought. And the thing is that Cheeto, I like Robbie too. Like as a coach, I mean, I don't think he's ready to be a DC, but like for Spytek to say that, to kind of push that off on Clint, like Clint was the one that just solely made that decision. I disagree, because that's not what Clint said. So
yeah, TK, real quick, you're saying trade Max to Buffalo, Chicago, or Dallas. I don't care as long as the price is right. Trade on, let's see, trade on 3 trade.
They trade on 3. Trade.
Trade on me.
Trade on you. Trade on
3.
me. Trade. Yeah. Trade on you.
Trade on me. Trade on 3.
And look, that's bad on me, because I coached this game for 23.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
My bad. I should have
coach.
My bad, TK.
But it does read funny though when you're just reading it.
You try to read
like,
it.
Trade on me.
Yeah, okay.
Trade on 3. Trade.
My bad. Jesus. See, hey, I haven't coached this. since 2019. Okay, I'm a little rough. I'm a little shaky.
DNA. Get him the fuck out of here.
Oh, we got another super chat, man, baby. The defense is in shambles. Trade Max now. Yes, it is. It is. Hey, get the capital. Let's build this thing right. Don't half-ass it. Let's build this thing. Real quick, Severe, I'm gonna get your thoughts on the Robbie Leonard. Cheeto, yeah, if we don't want guys that love football, then Max shouldn't be going anywhere. He does love the game, you know, but if he does want out, man, hey, it's time to start filling some phone calls. Severe, man, thoughts on just the comments? I saw you give a little bit of a look on that screen. What's your thoughts on this response by Spytek?
Yes, this dude. That's why I tell people, like media literacy and critical thinking is so important to understanding and sifting through bullshit. Like because there's no reason for him to say, "Oh, yeah, it's Clint Kubiak." Like, bro, what? Like, you're part of the decision making process. Everybody knows you're part of the decision making process. You just say, "Hey, you know what? We talked with Clint, and after we went through the interview, you know, we went through the pros and cons, and Clint decided on this guy." He's like, "Oh, you gotta talk to Clint about that one." Like, bro, like, he wants nothing to do with it at all, which lets you know immediately, oh, it was all him. It was all him and Brady. Yeah. All him and Brady. Yeah. And he was like, you know, all I did was say, there's a guy in the building you want to talk to. Okay, that's all I did. It was a guy in the building you want to interview him. Well, then, so even if you didn't say, there's implicit and there's explicit, right? Like, so if I'm the boss or if I'm the decision maker in an organization and I say, you know what, I really would like to have more Coca-Cola in the vending machines. If somebody hears that and they work for me, guess what they're going to do? Guess what they're going to do? There's going to be a whole bunch of Coca-Cola in the vending machine because I said, hey, man, I would really love it if there was Coca-Cola in the vending machine. So that's like, even if we didn't tell them, like, yo, man, tomorrow put Coca-Cola in there. Like, just me implying it, that already lets them know this is what I want. So either implicitly he forced or he suggested, highly suggested Robbie Leonard, or they straight up said, yo, we want Robbie Leonard to be the guy. Interview him and see what you think.
So I'm gonna kind of give you my take on it. I see what you're saying. And there's another comment down here that might point in the same direction you guys are kind of going at, or kind of prove what you guys are saying. But Brandon Simple, you're saying, do we have the linebackers for 3-4? If not, that's something else that needs to address. 100%. We do not have the linebackers. I think we got to bring maybe a linebacker back from the ones that were already in the building. We can at least look at one. And then at the same time, we're going to have to address it free agency in the draft. We don't have the set of linebackers currently on this roster to put together a 3-4 defense. We just don't. So we definitely need to address it without question. But Cool Kev, they got to promote Rob to keep Max. So this is something that we kind of talked about when Robbie Leonard kind of got promoted to the position. Now, one thing keep in mind, Clint Kubiak was hired on late in the game, which was tough. They obviously had to wait for after the Super Bowl. So trying to be able to kind of find your defensive coordinator and kind of pick through the litter was a little tough, okay? But question is, did they bring in Robbie Leonard to please Max and to potentially keep Max in the building, at least attempt to? Chat, let us know if you think that was probably one of the moves. I can't argue that could have been one of the reasons why maybe Spytek said, hey, he suggested Robbie Leonard for a reason, and Clint Kubiak, you're going to kind of fall in line. I'm not saying that was the reason, but there's a good argument to be had that could have been the reason why you see Robbie Leonard. Now, again, remains to be seen how good Robbie Leonard can be. He's never called plays. He's never been ahead of the ship as it relates to the defensive side. He's got a shit ton of experience, which is good. He's got experience under some good defensive-minded coaches. He was obviously under Brian Flores, which was one of the guys that I wouldn't have minded to come over here and be a head coach if we went to the defensive side. So he's got a lot of experience, under Patrick Graham. So was it a bad pick? That remains to be seen, but we just don't know who was the head of that pick and who drove that ship. So it is interesting that his first comment is, you got to ask Clint Kubiak. Maybe that was more PC. That was him just kind of, look, it's the right answer. Let's put it that way. That's all I'm going to say. It's the right answer.
Oh, yeah, it's the right answer, but
it's artificial.
Yeah, but it's like, it's only sounding smart to dumb people. Like,
yeah, it's
everyone
so artificial.
We can sniff right through that.
Yeah, man. It's like, you say, we loved him as an organization. Like, we loved it. We loved what he did last year. We loved his work with the D-line. And, we made the decision to keep him as, as a defensive coordinator. Like, the fact that you wanted to be so hands-off, it screams. It's like somebody coming in. Like, it's like your mama coming into your room, but who ate all the cookies? I didn't eat the cookies. I didn't say you did. And now I know it was you.
Oh man.
God damn it, Severe. Severe, we stop joking around like that and just answer this question. So right away, he's asking Severe, will Eichenberg be part of the rotation, Severe? Come on, Severe, let us know. Where's Coach at? Where's John at?
He's definitely gonna be part of the rotation. He gonna work swing shift at FedEx.
John is in the building. Oh man. As you're saying, do we have the O-line and receivers for Mendoza and Genty? I have my answer on that. I think our O-line is a pretty big question mark based off of just the debacle that our offensive line was last year. And so I have question marks. I have no clue what we have in this offensive line. And before Severe can kind of throw out a certain name on our offensive line and just throw this thing off the rails, Chris, I'm going to throw it to you right now. Do you think we have the offensive line as it relates to what Mendoza, if that's the pick, what Mendoza needs?
Well, speaking of offensive line, when the great Clint Kubiak was when he was bringing up offensive linemen on our team, Mr. Charles Brandon Parker Grant was not mentioned. He mentioned Caleb Rogers. He mentioned JPJ. He mentioned basically both tackles, but Charles Grant was not mentioned. That's all I'm gonna say. So Severe, you and Clint may not be seeing the same thing now. But to answer the question, because I know I know Severe gonna rebuttal with the Trent Williams, but
he's gonna have to.
But no, I don't. I kind of agree with you, 805. Like I just don't know if the regression from the offensive line was like purely on the coaches, especially DJ Glaze. He's a main one that I just don't know about. If Glaze can kind of get back on the right track, and JPJ kind of go to his natural position, and they continue to develop, then we may not be as far off as we, as it looked last year. But with Baby Carroll running the show, I mean, everybody, it just looked like a disaster. So it's just one of those things, with a competent offensive line coach, it'll be interesting to see. But at the end of the day, we got to develop some of those young guys, whether it's Brandon Parker Jr. or Caleb Rogers. But no, I'm gonna leave Charles Grant alone, because he did better than I thought he would. So, I'm not as high on him as Severe, but I did see some, I saw a little juice in him. So we'll see.
Yeah, and Ruben Russman, I see your super chat down there. We're gonna get to it in just a second, man. I appreciate you. And again, it kind of goes back to we regress so bad at every single position that has to point to coaching. And so that is the biggest question mark, is just how crucial is it? Are we going to get the 2025 DJ Glaze, or are we going to get the 2024 DJ Glaze that ended up well and with a good offensive line? Can we find progress? It's like Caleb Rogers. Are we going to find progress with Caleb Rogers? JPJ was shaky. He was hit or miss last year. Again, you're moving from center. You're moving all over the place. Yeah. So see the thing with Glaze that scares me is some of the stuff with Glaze wasn't necessarily schematic issues. He was just losing his one-on-one blocks out there on the edge. He was just getting abused. So I don't know. But the one thing just to keep in mind, when coaching is that bad and you're not fully understanding the system, what really sucks for the offensive line is if you go after the wrong shoulder, if you make the wrong first step, it throws
you're done. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So with the offensive line and the reports coming out that there was so much confusion that they had to go back and watch YouTube videos and they had
that is insane. That is insane.
If you punch with the wrong hand, you make the wrong step, you open too much. That's the difference between you winning a rep and you losing a rep. And I think that's why I just have so much question marks as to how much we're going to have to prioritize on this offensive line, or can we just build off of what we have, given the fact the end of the 2021 season, I thought we saw some promise. So just some question marks. And Laker Nation, man, we're going to talk. That's going to be the next topic. Spytek did address a number one receiver. He also talked about Jack Best. We're going to talk about that as well in just a second, so definitely hang around. Severe, man. All right. Okay, Severe. Thoughts on this offensive line and how far off are we? Do we have the pieces on this offensive line to protect a potential Fernando Mendoza and do good by Genty? I'm going to give you the floor on this one, Severe.
Chris, first of all, Chris is very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. The Charles Trent Williams Grant, okay? You may substitute the Trent Williams for Jonathan Ogden in some cases, or even Orlando Pace, I will take. But Charles Trent Williams Grant, the future, all right? And he brought up these other offensive linemen. He didn't mention Charles Grant's name. What's the old saying? What's understood doesn't need to be explained. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. I don't need to bring it up. I don't need to bring it up. We already know what time it is.
Up for that one.
So so look, we know we got the future. We got the future there. We need to fill in these other spots. But seriously, I don't think the offensive line is as far as some people think it is. I think we got a left tackle. He's a solid guy. I think he's a good player. Is he elite? No. But he's a good to very good player. And he's going to hold down that side of the ball. I think we have a center. If they do the right thing, we have a center. And I think Caleb Rogers is more than capable of playing guard. And I think this system, the wide zone and outside zone, I think we have the athletes, especially JPJ. I think Caleb has the feet. Colton Miller definitely has the feet and the athleticism. Charles Grant definitely has the feet and athleticism. Put him out there. Glaze has the feet and athleticism. If we put him out there, Meredith definitely has the feet and athleticism. If we want to put him out there too, so I think we got some of the guys in place. Do we need some upgrades? Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to upgrade if you want to. If you want to go with a veteran guy at right tackle and bring in another guy, or if we want to bring in a more veteran guy at one of the guard positions, I'm all good with that. But I think we have some foundational pieces we can work with. And if we just fill in around those pieces and coach those guys up right, I think we can have a solid offensive line. How much is that going to do for Genty? I don't know. I don't know how much it's going to do for Genty. I'm hoping this scheme helps him out. Outside zone, he doesn't. Is the thing that worries me is that in outside zone, you bang, you bounce, or you cut back. And I think Genty can bang. I think he can cut back. Can he bounce? I don't know about that. But that's the thing. I don't think he can bounce. I don't think he doesn't have the Kenneth Murray. He doesn't have that outside speed, so that will limit him.
We've said it for the longest time, and again said it before. It's like I just hope that during this offseason and just with the reps that he got his rookie year, and again as a rookie, like you learn, every rookie is going to learn. You got to progress, and hopefully the speed he gets adapted to the speed over this offseason. And once he gets used to the speed, I think he can show a lot of improvement. But the speed's different in the NFL, especially from the Mountain West. So, cool. All right. Yeah. I think we got through that one. Appreciate everybody. Hey, Ruben, we got you. And we got a good one for you, Ruben. Appreciate y'all, big dog. Big dog. Hey, I finished mine, man. I need to go down and get a refill.
Yeah, I'm done with mine too.
Appreciate you throwing a super chat out there, big dog. Let's see. You're going. How important it is to have a two-gapper in defense, and is there any free agents or are we targeting the draft? Tonka should be also more efficient in a 3-4. I do agree with that. Severe man, I think, is this on yours?
I don't even know. I don't
know either. I can't tell.
I can't tell either. But appreciate you either way.
First, man. I think obviously we all know they're very important to get a two-gapper in a 3-4 system. But what's your thoughts on this one, Severe?
Yeah, it is very important. I mean, it depends. I mean, like how they feel about Pegues. I know, do they think Pegues can play a true nose? I think Tonka will be great as a 3-4. The end. What was that? Five tech. Five tech.
You're gonna be able to tackle. You're gonna be a 5 tech.
Yeah, so I think Tonka will thrive in that role. I think Adam Butler can do well in that role as well. I think Adam Butler can do well there. I think I think we got some guys. I think Laulu can do well as a 3-4 DN. I think Adam Butler can do well in that role. I think Tonka can do well in that role. Pegues, is he a true nose? Not really, but if he can hold up at the point of attack, we may be able to get away with it. A little bit. But I think definitely we do need a true nose guard, a true nose tackle.
Yeah, Chris, thoughts, man, on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I was reading somewhere that our boy, what's our boy? Butler, Adam Butler actually played nose when he was in the 3-4 in
New England.
In New England, and they actually said that he was. I think that's when he got his most sacks. Maybe they say he had like 8 sacks one season or whatever at nose. So I'm like, damn,
that's crazy.
So so that might be something to take a look at. But yeah, I definitely think we're going to have to get some big guys up there. The true, because even him, he's not a true like, he's not going to do that. And I don't even think we do have what's the name? What's the name?
Licky Fotu.
Yeah.
We cut him. We cut him. No, we cut him at the end of the year.
Yeah, we did. Okay. Yeah. So So I don't think we have nobody at the true nose.
Yeah, because Pegues like 325. I think Pegues like 325. Yeah. So he might have to
he can move. He got good feet to be that big.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he got good feet. So yeah, Pegues.
Not good enough to get a carry though.
Yeah. How big is Tonka? Tonka's a little smaller though, right?
Tonka's smaller. Yeah, Tonka's smaller.
Yeah.
He's not big.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like in the 290s, I want to say. Like,
so I mean, maybe JJ, maybe he can eat. But yeah, I think we still need a true nose though.
We need to bring back your boy. Who was your boy? Chris? Jonathan Hankins, I think it was.
Oh, Big John Hankins.
Big Hank,
Big Hank, man.
Yeah, man. Hank was cold.
He was. Yeah, one job.
He repped the Raiders hard. He repped the Raiders tough too.
He did.
Yeah, did he go to Ohio State? We saw Ohio State.
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, he was Ohio State.
Okay.
Yep.
So look, we definitely need a nose guard if we're switching to a 3-4, and that's going to be very interesting. Not only do you need a nose guard, but we got to find some true linebackers going to be able to fly. And when you're in a 3-4, you need coverage linebackers. You need guys going to be able to cover.
Why you like that, man? Why you say? I felt like you looking at me.
My bad.
Why you looking at me, man?
I meant to mute myself. But we need some coverage linebackers. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to fly around. I'll be real. Like imagine Devin White just standing up off the edge and just going.
That's what I'm saying.
That could be nasty.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where he could just go. Like, look, you ain't got to worry about covering nobody. Just get there.
So what do we do with Tyree though? Does this spell the end of Tyree?
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, do you put him at?
Because he
can't play 3-4 end. I mean, he can't be edge, so he would have to be edge.
No, he cannot be
actually,
edge.
He might be decent at an end though. At a 3-4,
3-4,
yeah,
he might be decent
because like a 5 tech,
end, yeah.
But you could be because you're going to basically take an outside linebacker. You're going to have an overhang
outside that, right?
And so you could basically use him more as like a press tight end, where he's just basically coming down the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And just pressing the outside shoulder of the tackle constantly. And if a tight end comes, hey, guess what? You're not stepping outside that tight end. You're playing a true 5 tech over that tackle. And he's serviceable. That's the thing. You're serviceable. That's all we need. If you're a rotational piece,
when he's unblocked.
When he's unblocked. Hey, when he's unblocked, he's a Hall of Famer. All right. But we got him for 1 year. You know, you're 1 more year. You're not gonna use that 5th-year option at all, unless he just surprises the shit out of the world. But just don't know if that's going to happen.
And we have to make a decision before the season, though. So, right? Yeah.
Off of 50? Oh, he's not getting.
Yeah, I don't
think
think.
Yeah, he's definitely not getting.
Yeah, he's not getting the 5th year.
Yeah.
So,
because honestly, I think someone like not Chason, but Snowden. I think Snowden will benefit from a 3-4.
Yeah, 3-4 outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Because I actually 100% agree. Snowden would be great.
Yeah.
So Pix Glaze doesn't have the feet. I said he'd be a great guard when he drafted. That was my plan last year. But look, I wasn't a big fan of him when we drafted him. But you go back and look at that 2024 film, like he definitely started to see progress towards the tail end.
All right. Yeah.
So the question is can you build off of the 2024 season and maybe get more out of him? Maybe. But honestly, I just think the Brendan Carroll experiment was just horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Now we just don't know what the hell we have as some of these offensive linemen. So let's hopefully Kubiak, Rick Dennison with all the experience, he can come in, evaluate it right, and hope that we address it properly in free agency.
Is your boy Meredith going?
I think he fits Meredith. I think Meredith fits what he likes. Who's the guy? Meredith ain't nothing but Cooper Carlisle.
Cooper Carlisle. Wow.
Didn't he come from Denver?
Cooper Carlisle.
Cooper Carlisle came from Denver, didn't he?
Maybe. I heard that name in forever.
Man.
Here's my only issue with Meredith. Don't get me wrong. I think Meredith technically, with the way that he is technically sound, and if you look at him in his 2024 season,
and put him back at guard where it should have been.
Yeah, I think last year sucked for all the offensive linemen. You took Meredith and put him at a center position where he's never played before. That's night and day. That's literally like taking a number one, an X receiver and go play him in the slot. It's night and day. It's a completely different playbook. It's horrible. It's different technique, the whole nine. So whatever Jordan Meredith did this season, it's a wash, especially with all the offensive linemen. But I think what I'm concerned about with Jordan Meredith in Kubiak's system is just if you go back and look at Seattle's offensive line, I don't know how much they acquired that offensive line in free agency or in the draft last year. I know they got Grace Abel through the draft, but I don't know how much they acquired to free agency. You go look, they want maulers. Jordan Meredith isn't a mauler. He's not going to come and run you over. He's a smaller guard, so he's going to use his technique to win you over. If they're cool with it, and if he's serviceable for this year, okay, bring him in, and you can address it elsewhere.
But that's kind of what you need, though, in the zone as well, though. I mean, you need guys that can move.
So in that aspect, I think Meredith is perfectly fine. I think he can still be good in a power run scheme. It really just depends on how Clint Kubiak wants to use him.
Yeah.
But I got confidence. If you want to address elsewhere, like if you have issues with DJ Glaze, okay, then maybe you address the right tackle position. Because I know that there are some comments in here. Raider Developing, you're saying Lincoln said he couldn't even understand what the O-line was asked to do and their assignments were. Yeah, there's just pure confusion. But that also happens when you're a shitty coach and you also the offensive line has no clue what their responsibility is. You look like a mess. Money Chuck in the building. What's going on, man? DJ Glaze isn't a starting right tackle, in my opinion. Definitely switch him to guard. I know a lot of people
I agree with that
earlier. TK, do we believe the critique on JPJ that he struggles identifying defensive front blitzes and communicating blocking assignments? Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, because the one thing to keep in mind, I'll shoot to you guys for your response. The one thing to keep in mind is that when you're coached poorly and the O-line doesn't even understand their own blocking assignments, then as a center, you can't point out other blocking assignments or others' responsibility because you have no clue what your own is. And that's where I think it's just, I got to almost revert back to the 2024 season and go, this is probably what our offensive line looks like. How can we build off of it? And again, that's just a guess on my part, but let's hope Rick Dennison comes in. So Severe, thoughts on that one with this offensive line and JPJ?
I don't know. I don't believe that's an issue. I mean, because like down the stretch of the year prior, we were playing some of our best ball with him at center when he took over the center spot. We were producing in the run game with Amir Abdullah, with Sincere McCormick. Right. So like he didn't just lose that all of a sudden. I don't think, I don't believe that that's the case. So I just think they didn't know how to deploy him. And I think that, Pete Carroll made a decision and Brendan Carroll made a decision early on that this is not the guy that they wanted at center. And they worked backwards from that. And that's how they ended up asking a guy right before OTAs that hadn't taken a snap at center in years. Right. Do you want to play center? That's how they end up asking Alex Kappa, who hadn't played center in years. Alex Kappa, who's also a big body guy, so they were talking about, oh, well, his body type doesn't really fit. Alex Kappa is another big body guy who they had playing center. So like their logic and their reasoning didn't make sense. And that was after the fact. So it just, I just don't think they knew how to use him correctly, or, they didn't like his enthusiasm, or I don't know what it was. But it just felt like they were just trying to just like break him down for whatever reason it was. Even when he won the right guard job, Pete Carroll wouldn't say he won it. He basically said he won by default. Right. And said, because the only reason we gave it to him is because Alex Kappa was hurt. Like, it's like, bro, like, why even do that to a young player? Like, try to build this guy up. You spent this whole time trying to tear him down. So I can't trust any assessment that was coming out of that regime at all regarding anybody on the offensive line.
Yeah.
100% agree. The only thing to keep in mind, like JPJ was the best center coming out of college. So you got to understand he understands kind of line calls, defenses, stuff like that. And so for him to fall off that bad, with a messed up offensive coach, it's like, damn, like I think he can still play center if we needed to put him there. Chris, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, he was the best center by far. Went to the Senior Bowl, dominated in that week of practices before. I think I forgot what he hurt. He nicked something up, but no, you just don't forget how to play center. And the thing with him is, like Severe said, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like Severe said. That's all you need. Say nothing else, Chris. Like Severe said. That was all you needed to say.
Oh, did I cut out?
You did cut out. But like you finished it off strong.
This is the IT guy in the world.
Right. It was for
he timed that thing up nice, didn't he? He timed it up nice.
But no, like Severe said, you know, with JPJ, like you're messing with this guy's morale. You know, he's a young guy. He's energetic. You know, you could tell he loves the Raiders. He loves ball, and you're doing whatever you can to kind of strip that joy from him. I mean, you could tell, you know, towards the end, like he was kind of, I won't say mentally destroyed, but like because he was still on the sideline clapping and cheering his team on. But you don't want to mess with no, you know, second year guy like that. You know, it's especially because like. If you remember, like during the draft and all that stuff, like he was hype. He couldn't wait. Like he was the first one that went to go introduce himself to Geno and all that stuff. Like
introduce himself to Genty. When he
all
met
that.
Genty, I'm your center.
Right.
Like,
right. Like you want those kind of guys that want to be a leader and take it upon themselves. Like that's what we need. That's what we haven't had that in a long time. So like just to try to dim his light like that is just I mean, it's just poor across the board. So you know, I know he could bounce back because again, I was very high on him coming out of college, so I'm not worried about him, man. Now he has a legit offensive line coach again, so he should be fine. So I'm not worried about him at all.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I think he can play both positions. The only thing I'll say, and I said this on a live while ago, shout out to Cheeto when he kind of got us all together. I said the only concern I have with JPG at center is that concussion issue. You put him at center and you lose your center. That's the quarterback of the offensive line. You don't want to lose a guy, and he's had so many concussions.
Put that boy in the guardian cap, and let's get it popping.
You better.
But look, JPJ was healthy into a win. He moved to guard, then he gets hurt.
Well, he had that concussion issue to start his rookie season.
Start the season, yeah. But that was that was the start last year. But I'm saying like he was cool that season. Then he was cool, you know, like he was cool that entire year basically. And then then this next year we moved him to guard, he starts getting hurt.
He was in the concussion protocol last preseason.
Was he in last preseason? Yeah, this last preseason it was.
In his last preseason.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
What wait, you talking about his rookie year? Or last year
was, but then this past preseason.
I don't remember.
I thought he was I thought he was just fighting for his. I thought he was the only one that was healthy.
Yeah, I thought there was another concussion.
Maybe the chat saying yeah. I don't remember it. I don't remember that. I remember his rookie because I remember he missed basically all the rookie camp.
Yeah,
but I don't think it was concussions his rookie camp though.
No,
it was something else.
Yeah, his was something because I know he first got hurt in at the Senior Bowl. He nicked something up at the Senior Bowl. I remember. So
no, but he missed those first 2 games because of concussion. His rookie year, because he didn't come in and play until I believe it was Carolina, which was our home opener.
You're right. You know what? Yeah, you know what? No, because didn't he got hurt. I forgot what it was.
He hurt something else, and I think he
got a concussion in preseason.
Sometime
or camp. Yeah. Yep. See, the thing with him though, I just think he has to. It's also you gotta dial him back a little bit. It's kind of the way he plays too. He's so reckless. Sometimes. Like
shit trying to hit people.
Yeah, he's damn near like a Jackson Dart kind of like. Just calm down. Like you're doing too much. Too much. You don't gotta bang your head.
I'd rather have to calm somebody down than amp them up.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like like Tyree. Like there's no lighting him up.
Hey, look. But check this out though. If there's anybody on the planet that can calm somebody down, it's Clint Kubiak.
Okay, all right. No, hold on. Go ahead. Hey, mute that goddamn shit. I need a button for that one. No, but that's my only concern. I think with JPJ at center, if he gets hurt, you lose your center. It's not good at all. So I'd be okay if we brought in, again, a lot of people like Linderbaum, if you brought in a veteran center that can kind of hold it down, you keep JPJ at guard. Okay, I think he'd be a very, very good, serviceable guard without question. So that's my only concern with it. But man, appreciate you popping up in here. We actually broke down the game film of how Clint Kubiak likes to use a fullback, and there is a clip of Clint Kubiak in his most recent interview saying how important a fullback is to his offense, and they will most likely be trying to look for a fullback this offseason. And that's definitely something we highlighted when we broke down his game film on Sunday. What up, Chewy? What's going on, man? I thought you were in here earlier. What up, Chewy? What's going on?
I think he did. I think he was.
Pigs. Lucky there's a few nose tackles options in this draft. There are for sure.
Boy from Ohio State. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Could be one of them.
McDonald?
Yeah, McDonald, yep.
Yeah. Man,
yeah. Vince Wilfork, the most athletic, massive human being I've ever seen in my life. He's a bad man.
Vince Wolf, hey, he got more I think he has more touchdowns than Jack Besh. Taking him to the crib.
He do.
Taking him to the crib.
Jesus Christ. But we got another super chat, man. Hey, Ruben, throwing another one out there, brother. Appreciate you. Could Tyree be a cut candidate? Tyree, Tonka, Booker, Butler, JJ, Jonah, plus nose tackle. That's 7 interior players. With us maybe adding one nose tackle. Again, I don't know whose channel is on. Chris, I'll throw it to you on this one.
I think it's mine.
Is it yours? So Severe. Is Tyree a cut candidate? What's your thoughts?
I think it could be, man. Now that you know, it's like it's a new coach, new regime.
Yeah.
Robbie Leonard's the guy in charge now. Robbie Leonard's the guy that's been in that defensive line room.
He's chasing butterflies.
Exactly. He's kind of seen Tyree, you know, like, and he's kind of, you know, he knows Tyree as a player. He essentially knows who he is and how much is left there. How much is going to be? Is he ever going to tap into any of those physical traits that he has? So I think he's definitely a good candidate, you know, because being that high of a draft pick, I'm pretty sure he's making a nice little chunk of change, and his contract greatly outweighs his productivity at this point. I mean, like he wasn't even a starter last year, you know, so it's like, are we really going to like run this back, especially now him having to either be a 3-4 outside linebacker or, you know, play 5 technique? I think he'd hold up better at 5 technique, but, you know, like I think we have a lot of guys on this roster that could potentially fill that role. And, you know, like I think he's definitely a cut candidate.
I'm with you. Chris, thoughts on that one?
I don't know. I can't see them cutting him. I can't see them cutting him. I figure that, I mean, of course we know they're not going to pick up his 5th year option, but I think they'll go ahead and I mean, kind of how we did what's his name, Cleve Farrell. You know, we'll let him play out his contract, kind of let that go, just to see if there's anything else that we can get out of him. You know, maybe it'll all make sense in year 4, but yeah, I unless someone really comes on strong, like, you know, whether what's his name, what's the undrafted guy,
Snowden.
Yeah, like someone like Snowden, or, you know, like somebody that really just comes out and just balls out, you know, in camp, where they're just like, we don't need him. But my prediction, I don't see them cutting him, honestly.
The only reason why I don't see us cutting him is only because, like, we have so many position needs that Tyree is at least serviceable to be a backup, even if he's got to give somebody a breather for about 6 snaps. Okay, just get him out there in the right situation,
right?
And, you know, just scheme it up a little bit, use him strategically, and he can be serviceable. Then you let him go on his way. I think what really does suck is given the fact that even though he's young, but like, you also want to be able to start the building blocks. You want to be able to develop somebody. You have to take every opportunity to develop somebody, whether they're the starter / backup. You always want to be developing. You always want to be coaching. And with Tyree Wilson, it's like the writing's on the wall a little bit. But because we have so many position needs, maybe you keep him on the roster. Again, give somebody a breather, 6 snaps or so, and he's serviceable in the right situation. So I just don't see us cutting him. But
yeah, we can't, because we don't save any money if we cut him. I just looked at it right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If we designate it as a post June 1st, we save like $4 million. If we cut him pre June 1st, we essentially save nothing. So.
Yeah, and cap's not an issue this year. It'd be different if we were like strapped for cash. So, yeah.
And cool, Kevin, that's no joke. But real man, appreciate you throwing a super chat out there. Okay, let's do this. Let's kind of get through this a little bit. We got just a little bit more to go through. Next one, he talks a little bit. Let me kind of get to the right timestamp. He talks a little bit about our guy, Jack Besh, and number one receiver. And that's going to lead us kind of into a rumor that just started to float around about a receiver that we potentially can trade for. Again, it's just a rumor. A lot of things being thrown around. We do need a potential number one receiver. Again, we do have Brock Bowers, but it would still be a good number one to bring in. So let me kind of go to the right timestamp real quick, and then we're going to play it, get you guys feedback on it, basically talking about Jack Besh and a number one receiver. All right, hold up. Bang, I'll play it right here. All right, here we go.
Those things are, I'm kind of uncompromising on those things.
A lot of good wide receivers in Tampa during your time there. Did you see enough of it? Trust him outside wide receiver?
As a number one outside receiver?
The mic kind of jumbled a little bit. He's talking about, do you think Jack Besh could be a number one receiver in your time in Tampa? Do you guys are you guys going to look at getting a number one receiver?
I trust Jack Besh, the football player. You know, I mean, where he aligns, we're going to move people all over the place. I think you guys saw how Clint used, JSN. They're going to move him all over the place. So we're not going to be an offense where we just stick a guy and he's the number one guy on the outside. I also don't think there's many of those guys walking around on the face of the earth like you're talking about, the true X's. So if you're lucky enough to get one of them, you hold on to them for dear life. And if you don't, then you make it work with what you got.
So quick question to the chat. Do you guys think we need to bring in a true number one receiver? They asked about Jack Besh, and I'll be honest, I don't know how you put Jack Besh and JSN in the same conversation or even same sentence. But, we broke down what Clint Kubiak likes to do and how creative he likes to get with JSN. We did that on Sunday. Go check out our live. We did a full breakdown of Clint Kubiak's offense. Do you think Clint Kubiak might go out and get his own JSN this offseason, whether it is through free agency? We're going to talk about a name that was just popped up out there, or through the draft. Chat, let us know. So, Severe, I'll throw it to you first, man. First thoughts on Jack Besh, but also, do you think we need to get a number one? Do you think we get it through the draft, or do we think you get it through free agency? What are your thoughts overall on the number one receiver?
We do eventually need a number one guy. This may not be the draft class to do it, be honest with you, especially if we're going Mendoza number one overall. Well, who's going to be available there in the second round? It kind of remains to be seen. But we definitely do need it. It's funny because they asked him, does he see Jack Besh being the number one receiver? The first words out of his mouth was, I don't. And then he started saying other stuff after that. So I don't was say JSN and move around, and we don't. There's how many of number one receivers are there really? He literally said that. How many number one receivers are there really? So that clearly lets you know what he feels about Jack Besh. It's like, I ain't feeling this guy. So he's not a number one guy. Can he be a cog in the wheel? Can we will we have to platoon it? And, have a bunch of pretty good guys and work the system that way. We might have to do something like that. Almost like the Indianapolis Colts, where they don't really have a number one guy, but they got Josh Downs is a good receiver. Alec Pierce is a good receiver. Michael Pittman is a good receiver. So they kind of rock it. And then they got Tyler Warren, who's a really good tight end. Obviously we got Brock. So I'm gonna have to do it that way. You would ideally in this league, you would want a number one receiver. But right now, I don't think we have the ammunition to really get one, especially not if we're drafting Fernando Mendoza number one overall. And we don't want to trade Maxx Crosby either.
If you trade back, you might be able to. Destroying the weights, Pat Coogan. Hey, the center out of Indiana. That kid, late round guy, you possibly could pick him up. That's definitely a guy that could be on radar if you still need to address the position. So, Chris, I'm going to throw it to you. Thoughts? Jack Besh, number one receiver. Do we need to get one through the draft, through free agency? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we definitely have to get one. I mean, I thought it was kind of comical with him saying that, you see how Clint used JSN. Like, dude, you cannot use Jack Besh and JSN the same way at all. Not at all. So, yeah, I mean, we absolutely have to. I just think, that there's some pretty decent guys. You know, we could probably get in later rounds, you know, this year, from a receiver standpoint. But you know, next year there's some dogs coming out. Definitely some dogs coming out next year. I don't want to spend, you know, I know someone put Alec Pierce, like I don't want to spend that much money on him, to be quite honest. But you know, yeah, I'll just say that Jack Bech to me is not it. I just don't think he'll like. I think Dante Thornton will have a better opportunity of, you know, developing than Jack Bech. I'm just not sold on him. He just couldn't get no separation. I just don't think he's gonna make it happen.
Yeah, look, Jack Bech, I think if you can scheme him up in a certain way, he can be useful, right? He can be a piece to an offense, but he's not going to be what everybody thought he was going to be coming out of TCU, coming out of the draft. I mean, people were literally making Puka Nacua comparisons. Which is the wildest thing I've ever heard in my life. And so, in my opinion, I think, can you use him strategically? Yes. Can you use him as a potential physical blocker? Yes, in some ways. But comparing him to JSN,
it's
now. I would not be surprised if Clint Kubiak goes after his JSN. If he thinks there's possibly one in free agency, which I don't see one right now. I really don't.
No.
Now, could you potentially try to look at one in the draft? Maybe. I'm not saying it would be the smartest move, but I'll tell you right now, the only guy that I think could be a very close comparison, I'm not saying he is, but I think the traits that he brings to the table can be very similar to what JSN is that Tyson Jordan from
Tyson.
I think he's the only receiver that could be, because he's shifty. He's quick.
Yeah, shifty. Right.
You know, that's kind of what JSN is a little bit. Now, again, I like Jordan Tyson, but man, the injury history just scares the crap
it's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it.
In the top 10. Like, it just scares the crap out of me. And so now, again, Cardinal Tate is a very good number one receiver. He's my number one receiver in this draft. If he wants to go get his number one, you just never know what Clint Kubiak would want to do. So don't be surprised if he potentially will want to go get his number one, again, via draft or through free agency. We'll kind of see. Then we're going to talk about the name that just popped up. Jeff, man, you're saying so many needs and why we need to trade is why we need to trade out of the number one pick. I know a lot.
There's so many needs, man.
There's so many people talking about it, but yes, we have so many needs. Trade back, trade Crosby. We'll see how it works out. One guy that has been now kind of tied to us a little bit, just the reports. Again, it's rumors. Take it for what you will. Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chat, let us know. Hit that hashtag Raiders. I think, Ruben, I think you have another super chat down there, brother. I'm going to get to you in just a second. And it looks like I just saw it. Shout out to you, big dog. Let's get to it. I'll kind of go back up to the chat, see what everybody's talking about. But we're going to bring it up right now. Appreciate you, big dog. Hitting with that super chat again. You're saying trading for Brian Thomas Jr. seems like a win now move. What do we have? Would we have to pay him right away, or would we go ahead, or would he go ahead of the projected first round receivers in this draft? And also, what's the asking price? I don't know what his contract looks like, but it kind of leads us into that topic. Appreciate you guys. Let us know what your thoughts are on Brian Thomas Jr. Chris, I'll throw it to you first this time. Thoughts on Brian Thomas Jr.?
He's a dog. Yeah, he's a dog. I can't see a scenario where the Jags will let him go, though. I mean, you know, they've been, you know, doing everything that they can to get the most out of Trevor. And, you know, Trevor finally started, you know, being unlocked, you know, once Jacoby got there. And especially, I don't know what they're going to do with Travis Hunter, but, you know, add him into the mix. I can't see them wanting to trade him. But, I mean, if they did, I'd take him all day because he's how old is he? He's probably he's in year 3 maybe?
This is going to be his third year, yeah.
Yeah, so he's still under the you know, his rookie deal. Of course, yeah, he's going to want to get paid here pretty soon, but I would
assume you have to extend his contract most likely.
Yeah, Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I'm okay with it for how old. I mean, what he's probably about 24-ish or something like that. You know, maybe 25. I mean, I know he had some injury issues, so I'm not sure, you know, what that looks like. But just as a pure ball player, I like him a lot. I would for sure see what they're talking about with that. Absolutely, you could build around him, and especially with us having Brock. Brock's going to always be our number one guy, but he can definitely be a wide receiver one. I don't care what nobody say.
So, Chad, again, hit that hashtag Raiders. Let us know thoughts on Brian Thomas Jr. Would you want to bring him in again? We got to trade for him. Which, again, look, you trade for him, you're giving up high draft capital. Everybody wants to talk about trading away Max and stuff like that. This is a young player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Time of his career that could be looked at as a top. I mean, I don't know. He's easily maybe a top 7 receiver in the National Football League right now.
No,
not based on what he did last year.
Yeah.
Not last year, but I think last year's somewhat of kind of like an outlier. He's still a very, very talented receiver. So, what are you saying? Top 10?
Yeah, 12-ish. Top 12-ish.
I can't put him
12?
Yeah.
Top 12-ish, yeah. Put him in that range because.
So if it's top 12, then you're easily probably looking at giving up a second rounder?
Yeah. I mean, if they do it for a second rounder,
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Second rounder,
I'll do it.
Rounder, yeah. Because we likely ain't gonna get one of the guys in this draft. So second rounder, I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. So Severe, given a second rounder, you'd go after Brian Thomas Jr. Like, just what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, for a second rounder, I do it. I do it because I mean he's a guy that, you know, his rookie year he showed a lot. He showed a lot. You know, like him and Malik Neighbors, like they were 1 and 2 for the best, you know, rookie receivers in that class. So, and you know, last year his biggest problem was he was dropped the ball a lot. He dropped the ball a lot. Like, so that was really hurting him. If he can kind of go back to what he was doing as a rookie, I think he'll be fine.
He showed flashes.
Because guys you get in the second round aren't going to be better prospects than Brian Thomas Jr. Like, you know, I would look at in the second round is the guy out of Texas A&M, but he's another guy. He kind of has some drop issues, right? I think Denzel Boston will probably be gone. Zachariah Branch may be there, but you know, like I think Brian Thomas Jr. is a better prospect than Zachariah Branch. So, if it comes down to it, I'll give up a second round pick for him.
I struggle with trading for receivers in our position right now. You know, you're trying to go get a rookie quarterback. Potentially, if you do go out and get a rookie quarterback, you team up, you give him a true number one, which is great. If you want to go get your number one, in my opinion, again, and it's just the strategy that I would have is you spend the salary cap that you have and you go get the best offensive lineman you can find. You go and you bolster this offensive line. You make it the meanest offensive line you possibly can make, given the fact that you're going to open up running lanes for Genty. You're going to protect the quarterback. And if you want a true number one, in my opinion, I think there are some good number ones in this draft. Again, Chris, you said, what's his name? Denzel
Boston.
Denzel Boston.
Yeah.
I like him as well. You want to go get your true number one and you want to match him with the quarterback. I know a lot of people, they're on the Fernando Mendoza train. I would trade back, acquire draft capital. I'd trade with the Jets, get their number 2 and their number 16. And I'm getting Cardinal Tate and I'm getting Ty Simpson. I get my number 1 receiver. I get my quarterback, and I spend a ton of money in free agency on the offensive line. And I get the baddest, meanest offensive line I can find. And now, in my opinion, I think you got something to build on. And again, that's just because I like Ty Simpson. But you got your true number 1 now, receiver, a 6'3", true number 1, and now you got your offensive weapons to build on. Trey Tucker can still be used as a true slot receiver.
I'm not mad at that.
Jack Best could be a number 2. So I think in that sense, you trade back, you get 2 additional number 1s on top of your number on top of the 2 that you initially trade for. You get number 16 as well as an additional first-round draft pick next year. Now you got 2 number 1s next year, and now you're building. That's what I would do. And I do like Brian Thomas Jr. But if that was my offseason plan, I'm not sure if I'm giving up draft capital to go get him, given the fact that I just don't want to match him up with a young quarterback and give up draft capital. But that would just be my strategy. But he's a damn good receiver. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Rube, man, appreciate the super chat. Big dog. Okay. So, look, let's do this. We kind of went through the combine. There was one more thing I wanted to mention with Spytek, but guess what? There's going to be plenty of time to talk about quarterback. Plenty of time. So, and that was going to drum up the whole Fernando Mendoza talk, and we're going to have plenty of time to do that. Let's end this thing off real quick with what you guys expect in this upcoming combine, right? A lot of people already talked about Fernando Mendoza not throwing. We addressed that on Sunday. I think the collective consensus, at least on this panel, is that not that big of a deal. It is what it is. You know, he's the consensus number one across every single board for the most part. He's got no reason to throw. It could only hurt him more than benefit him. And I really don't think quarterbacks benefit from throwing at the combine if you are the true number one. But chat, let us know. What are you looking for with this combine? We get the next 3 days. Guys are going to be testing. They're going to be out there on the field. Agility drills, 40 time. What are you looking for? What do you get the most out of this combine? So, Severe, I'm going to throw it to you first, man. Anything that you're really looking for at this combine? How do you assess it? What do you like to look for? Do you put – I know a lot of people talk about the 40 time. Do you put a lot of merit in the 40 time? What are your overall thoughts at the combine?
You look at it. The main thing the combine does for me is you look to validate what you saw on the field. You know, so if a guy is fast on the field, you want to see that he's fast at the combine. Or if a guy runs fast at the combine and he didn't look that fast on the football field, maybe you go back and say, okay, like what was going on here? Why isn't that guy that fast? Because, you know, like that stuff does translate. It doesn't always translate 1-to-1, but it does translate. Because like a perfect example, if a guy like Denzel Boston runs in the low 4.5s, he first round pick. He a first round pick. If he runs like low 4.5s, okay, maybe he slips to the top of the second, maybe. But like the main thing I look at is, you know, I look at it depends on the position. You know, obviously with the DBs and with the linebackers, you look at the field work. You see how those guys move in space, the fluidity of their hips. You know, like with the wide receivers when they're running that lane drill or the gauntlet, you kind of look to see how easily they catch the ball. You know, are they moving a whole lot off that line where they're catching it? Are they having to run super slow when they catch the ball? That lets you know, okay, is this guy, does he have natural hands? Is he confident in his hands? Because if he's not, then they're running slow when he's doing it. I think I go back to I was just watching Jack Best, and he was running slow as hell, and he wasn't even running straight. So now you're not running straight, you're running slow as hell. So it's like, how, you know, you have some questions about that guy. You know, and his comfortability catching the ball, especially catching the ball on the run. So you look at that kind of stuff. But, you know, obviously the most fun and quarterbacks, you know, the quarterbacks that are there, look, you know, obviously you like to see them throw the ball, especially when it's throwing the receivers that they don't necessarily know. But that gives you a feel, okay, how accurate is this guy really? Like, is it just based on chemistry with the receivers he knows, or is he's just a naturally accurate passer? So some things I look at. But, you know, the explosive drills is always fun to watch. I think Arvell Reese is about to blow the combine up. I think Peter Wood's probably going to blow the combine up too. Casey Concepcion, I think he might go crazy as well.
Yeah, I mean, keep going through the chat, man. I'm behind the chat. Apologize. I'm gonna catch up. But Chris, man, thoughts on the combine? What do you look for? Is there anything specific that you pay attention to?
Yeah, for me, I really don't. I really don't dig too deep into the combine, to be quite honest. You know, I will look at like the defensive linemen, linebackers, just so I can see their feet and the twitchiness of them, you know, just how good they can change directions, things like that. But as far as like the wide receivers and quarterbacks, I mean, you can kind of look at, you know, route running and stuff like that. But it's a lot different when somebody can put their hands on you and get you off your route and stuff like that. And quarterbacks, like to me, you really can't get that much from the quarterbacks, to be honest. You know, I think, you know, you'll see some guys that will blow, you know, like Anthony Richardson, stuff like that. You know, they'll blow it away. You know, what's his name? Milton, you know, guys like that, you know, just have a strong arm. They can wow you. But To be honest, I just want to see guys' feet and just see their twitchiness. To be honest.
Yeah. So for myself, like I don't get too much. I don't look too much at the combine as it relates to whether or not it confirms a player or not. Look, this is not my job. I have a day job. I do this as a hobby. I do this because my passion is Raiders. My passion is football. So what I do is I will basically look at the combine. I look at, are guys paying attention? Are the guys actually doing the drills right the first time around? Because that's going to tell me just how much their mind's on the actual assignment at that given time. Because the one thing about football, and no matter where you kind of played it at any level, right, you only have so many chances to impress the coach. You have so many chances for the coaches to gain confidence in you. And so when you're fifth in line and you step up and you do it wrong after you had 4 or 5 guys do it right in front of you, that tells me, okay, like you're distracted, something's off. That's going to be a little bit of a red flag in my opinion. But mostly what I look for is guys that weren't on my radar. If a guy goes through the adjustment drills and he looks smooth as all hell, especially with the offensive linemen, with the edge rushers, with the defensive line, if they look smooth, if they have good feet, if they have great balance, then it'll force me to kind of go back and look at their game tape. What is the game tape film? And then I'll start to kind of go through the 6 or 7 games that I go through to kind of get a gauge as to who this player is. One of the biggest examples for me is Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving really wasn't on my radar up until the combine. And all of a sudden he tested and I was like, oh shit, who's this guy? He looked smooth through the drills. He was very fluid. And I was like, okay, let me go take a look at what this guy's tape looks like. And I went back and I think he was an Oregon guy. And I was like, oh shit, okay. All right. Then he kind of hopped up on my radar a little bit. So I look for guys that I really wasn't paying attention to prior to the combine. And that's what I look for. The 40 time means nothing to me unless you just have an atrocious 40 time. Like if you went from like, okay, you look good. Because football speed and 40 speed are very different. Straight line speed and football speed, very, very different.
Absolutely.
And so the 40, it doesn't really do much for me unless you blow the top off the 40. Like you run like a 4.2. I'm like, okay, let me go take a look at your film. And if your film looks good and you run a 4.2, okay, now you're going to be on my radar. Because look at who was that guy that ran like a 4.2 and he got drafted by the Patriots. He was a receiver.
Damn, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Orton or
Patriots suck at drafting receivers. I know you're talking about too. Damn.
But he just blew the top off the 40, and then the Patriots got him, and everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
It's Thornton, Tyquan Thornton. Is that it?
And he basically did it.
But the crazy thing you said to him, but there was someone that they did like a couple years before that too, like that. Yeah, they did that a few times, just trying to find another Randy Moss, the guy that can just run.
Yes, and so for myself, I just think at the end of the day, the combine doesn't do anything for me, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. The quarterbacks, it's so hard for them to find success in a combine scenario. Really, when it comes to quarterbacks, I look at their pro days if they have them, just to kind of get a better idea of who they are. But even then, I basically the way that I kind of weigh the evaluation, it's 90% game film, 10% combine.
Yeah, absolutely. And you made a good point. Like for instance, that kid that wide receiver that kind of showed out during the Senior Bowl, like the practices from he went to like John Carroll or something. Montgomery, I think. Yeah, but he was a dog. He was a dog all week in practice. Went to John Carroll. He was killing cats.
You a future GM.
right. But he was out there killing cats. But like I would like to see how he does. Like people like that.
Or Ted Hurst. Ted Hurst is a guy from Georgia State. I don't know if I gotta check and see if he got an invite. But yeah, small school guys. I like to see if small school guys get what they do, what they look like athletically.
Same here. Yep.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, look, we all have day jobs, so I'm not sitting here just looking at every single film I can, because even with just the off time that I could do it. You look at some of these analysts where it's their job, they don't even go through crazy game film. Like, watch. Starting now in the next month or so is when the true evaluation is going to start to come out on a lot of these players. The analysts that kind of had their opinion 4 weeks ago, fresh out of the college football season, they have their opinion, but at the end of the day, they have not done a deep dive on these players. There's just not enough time in the day. And then go and spend hours in a green room doing analysts and doing your shows. There's not enough time in the day. You're not going to get true analysis until probably another 3, maybe 4 weeks, because now these guys are really starting to do deep dives. And so, because these analysts, they got to cover the entire NFL.
Right.
Good luck. The amount of prospects that are coming out, just good luck. It's going to take some time. But I think I'm looking through the chat. A lot of people are basically talking about they're looking at linebackers, which is good. Cap Hub City or CP Hub City, you're basically saying 40 is overrated.
Oh yeah. I mean, how many times have we got burnt by that? Just in our history. I mean, we get burnt by that all the time.
Bruce Campbell.
Oh my God. Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be such a beast. And it was just because of the combine, man.
Just look at him.
Just soft as molasses, man.
Yeah, but you can't be looking at 40 times for offensive lineman. I mean, like he
was strong as hell too.
He was strong as hell too.
Yeah, he was fast.
But look, the 40 time helped out Garrett Wilson. He been a beast. It helped out Justin Jefferson. Yeah. People would sleep. People was because that was the main thing about Justin Jefferson. That's why I had Justin Jefferson over Jerry Jeudy. People was like, oh, he's slow. He ain't gonna run well. Then he went to the combine and he ran well. You couldn't say shit about him. Like, what you gonna say now? Oh, he only played in the he played in the slot, and whatever. He's better than Jeudy. So I mean, I think it. Like I said, it's not the end all be all, because obviously you want to look at the tape, but it does. It's a piece. It tells you because it does tell you how explosive a guy is. Now, is he always going to run that fast in pads, or it don't tell you what he does left and right? But it does give you an idea, like that, and the vertical jump give you an idea. That's why, like Dante Thornton, he ran fast, but he had like a 33-inch vertical jump. Like, bro, you ain't got no lower body strength.
Right.
That's true. Jason, you're saying watch Chase Daniels' analysis. He does a great job. I mean, Chase Daniels, the quarterback. I'm assuming you're saying of Mendoza.
Chase Daniels, he's just been sliving Mendoza for like.
Yeah, I was about to say he likes
Mendoza.
Yeah, he likes Mendoza.
But there's a guy that honestly, if you want to watch a guy that honestly I trust. I came across him maybe, I don't know, I want to say last season. That I'll be honest, I think he's pretty good. He's a pro. He's an ex-NFL guy too. JT O'Sullivan.
Oh, JT O'Sullivan. Okay. Yeah. The QB room, the QB, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what his channel is.
Yeah. I've been watching JT O'Sullivan for years. Yeah.
I came across him last season, and what I like is guys that break down actual game film. You can go and watch a guy that goes and points 2 plays out.
Right.
Look, this is a great rep. Yeah, it probably is a great rep. But again, like I've always said, it's body of work. It's what is 80% of his game show. Like I can go to Fernando Mendoza's game film, and yes, I can point out 2, 3, 4, 5 plays that look great. Of course I can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I want to watch guys that break down game film and show you multiple plays, show you the body of work. And it gives you just a better idea of who they truly are. And so I definitely suggest that, because there's definitely people that come out there and they just show you 1 or 2 plays, and that's kind of what they show. That's it. And you guys know when we break down game film and when we break down Ty Simpson, we'll do it on this channel. When we break down Fernando Mendoza and other players, we're not just going to show you 2 or 3 plays. We're going to show you the body of work, at least, 30 plays or so, to just kind of give you an idea of who they are. And then you can make your own assessment. That's perfectly fine. But I do think Drew Aller's thrown at the combine, which I think is good. It'll be good to see Drew Aller.
Oh, yeah, he would have to. If I was him, yeah.
Yeah, he for sure, yeah.
Yeah. So
I imagine every other quarterback will. I mean,
I think so. I know Ty Simpson's throwing.
Yeah. He has the most to gain, honestly.
Yeah.
With this being such a weak class, if he goes out there and puts on a show, he might be able to get bumped up a little bit.
Yeah,
he could. So, all right. Hey, we got the combine. We're gonna wrap this thing up, man. We appreciate everybody rocking with us. We've been on here for quite a while. We kind of we talked about Spytek's presser a little bit. We're gonna talk about some free agents that are out there. But hey, we got plenty of time to talk about free agents. But we want to get that combine talk in. So we definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us. We did a start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em. Shout out to Jason. Jason Downs, man. Shout out to your channel, guys. Make sure you guys go say what's up to Jason Downs and his channel. Him and Jones Duncan, they go live, I believe, on Tuesdays, I believe, man. Definitely go check them out. Yeah, shout out to Jason. You got that only one. I'll try to make it a little bit easier for you guys with the start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em. God damn it. You guys need to stop talking to trash.
Said easier. Thurman was way above them, dude, man. Yeah.
He's that far. Hey, I got a couple cuts in there.
Oh man, he gonna put Otto Graham and some other guys.
Deacon Jones in there.
Yeah, Deacon.
Hey, appreciate everybody rocking with us. Hey, but before you guys get out here, double tap the screen. But Severe, man, let everybody know what you got going on throughout the week or where they can find you.
Hey, you guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, Kick, Twitch, everywhere. The Severe Raider, man. Holla at your boy. I think I'm about, first of all, man, shout out to everybody that gave a super chat, in all channels, especially on my channel, that is going to help raise Charles Trent Williams. I appreciate you guys, man. Like that does mean a lot for anybody that can't, man. Hey, it's tough in this economy. What you can do for us is just make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all subscribe to all the channels. I think something like 40% of the people watching the video right now ain't subscribed. So man, hey, don't be no hater. Just subscribe. Stop playing. Y'all gonna be back. Just subscribe. Tap in with your boy, man. Sundays and Wednesdays, my guys in the Raider Roar Room, Chris Protect the Shield, 805 Raider. Tuesdays and Thursdays, my dog, Pharaoh NFL, 50-50 show, and Around the Shield, man. Hey, I'm like 150 away from 2,000. So man,
let's get it.
Let's get it. Get it there. 100%, man. Guys, make sure you guys go over there afterwards, depending on if you're on my channel, if you're on Chris's channel, go over there. Definitely hit that sub button if you haven't done already, man. Chris, let everybody know where they can find you, and what you got going on.
Hey, your boy Chris will Protect the Show podcast, where my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic. You guys know what it is. Every Wednesday, every Sunday with my brothers on the War Room. And then I got my show to do with Dub Raider on Saturdays, and he drops a clip every single day on YouTube as a short, and also on IG as well, man. So make sure you go support him, man. He's really working hard for the Raider Nation, the fan club, all the fan base and all that stuff, man. So check out my boy.
Man, shout out to everybody that came through. Hey, just so you guys know, we are breaking down game film of the free agents as well as the draft prospects. So definitely tap into that. But like Severe said, man, appreciate all the subscribers, all the members, everybody threw a super chat out there, everybody that's just viewing, man. We appreciate y'all. We hit you guys on Sundays as well as Wednesdays. And hey, we're going to be out the draft. If you're going to be in Pittsburgh, we're all going to be there. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Hit us up on our social media platforms, on IG. Send us some messages. Let us know if you're going to be out there in the draft, because we're going to have fun. It's going to be a good time. Hey, and anytime you get these three together, you put this guy together, it ends up being a movie some way, somehow.
It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie.
And it's going to be out there too. It's going to be wild. So definitely appreciate y'all. God damn it. Sons. We appreciate y'all. Hey, tap it with us. Hey, I will hit that notification. I'm not going to be here on Sunday. These guys might rock out, do their thing. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, but definitely tap it on Sunday if these guys decide to get crazy. So we appreciate y'all. Have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.
Prepare yourself.
Peace.